This is Sunday. This is the day I fuck my wife to Jesus songs.
God, are we recording it?
Yeah, we are.
Well, that was a great opening.
Welcome.
Oh, I should ask more often when you're recording or not, so that I don't say certain things.
Bring them off when the beat break.
To the Electric Brony, the podcast that's home to the filthiest bronies in all of Brony
Everywhere.
in all of everywhere. So what
And
were
we have some we have like what, one filthy Pegasister? Kind of, maybe two, maybe.
Really?
really?
Who are they?
Well, there's Nybor.
Oh yeah, Robin.
Yeah, and then there's
Penis girl.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah. Gorgeous chicks with dicks to put mine to shame. Best of both worlds.
Oh, apparently that exists. It's just about bisexuals.
What's that?
The best of both worlds.
Oh, that's actually a pornography series?
Yes.
Really?
It's about bisexuals.
Not about trans.
Not trans, but...
Quite possibly the best series of all time. No, not best. Not best. I would not fap to this. If you do, I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
But
Just stay away with
one of my buddies once knew about this. He came over and told us. We thought he's full of shit.
Yeah.
So we interrupted the D&D game. We had to look this up. There's an actual pornographic series. At last check, several years ago, it was up to like part 6. I'm sure it's up to like part 9,000 by now. It was called Go Fuck Yourself, and it was dudes with dicks so big they could literally tuck it back up into their own butt.
This one.
Oh yeah.
What's funny is I don't think I heard about it from you.
Oddly enough,
I think I saw a picture on Rotten.com.
I saw a cover
Oh
where the guy is doing it, and it's like, so right there, if you were to read the box, you'd be like, you can't do that. Oh wait, there he is on the cover doing it.
My Little Pony.
Oh yeah.
Is there any pony news to talk about? Really?
I don't
No, there
know.
isn't.
We got no emails. You said.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Yeah.
there's Occupy Equestria.
Yeah, no, but I'm actually before we get to that, I'm actually kind of pissed because it's like, fucking send us a bullshit sob story. You get like $60 game.
Because I was thinking, Cad, this is my submission.
Maybe
Oh my God.
maybe everything's going good for the Bronies
Yeah,
and Pegasus.
that's
yeah, maybe
true.
they're all happy. Maybe they got plenty of money.
This is my submission.
Yeah, why
They're
are they listening to us then?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Why the
Well,
fuck are you listening to
okay,
us,
here's
Mr.
the thing.
1%?
I've been listening to the Smod Coast Morning Show, and
The
I'll
what?
just the Smod Coast Morning Show.
Kevin Smith's podcast. Well,
Uh,
morning podcast.
And I'll just start that and wander around the house doing chores and shit. Just kind of listening to it every once in a while. I assume this is the same because we hit easy 2 hours. And
In the middle of the night from like 11 o'clock to like 4 in the morning, a lot of times I will go upstairs and read various books while listening to Coast to Coast
Oh, yeah.
on 1320 KLOAM. It's basically like George Norrie and a bunch of guys, like it's basically they invite on like every psychic, every alien conspiracy theorist, it's all bullcrap, but it's entertaining.
He's good. And he'll talk to everybody very reasonably.
I actually don't like that. I don't like that. Like one day he brings on a witch who's all like, "Oh, the Antichrist is coming back next year," and then the other guy's like, "Oh no, I'm an astrologer and I can prove that the Mayans proved that we're all going to die next year." And it's like, and it's all these people that say completely different things, and he's just like, He doesn't call them any of their crap. But then some crazy freaking schizo will call in and say like, "Oh, I got a microchip in my brain the CIA put in there," and he'd be like, "Really?" And he'll call him on it. And I'm like, "Oh, so if they're a paying guest." You know what I mean?
He's like Larry King. Larry King will he'll let any crackpot on his show.
Really?
Let him talk.
Like who?
Like, I don't know, Oprah, Jenny McCarthy.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter. I don't watch his show anymore, so.
I actually am a fan of Dog the Bounty Hunter, but...
Wait, okay, so,
well,
I may or may not edit this out, but at the very beginning, we were talking about Josh over there. Oh yeah, I'm Def Meg. That's
bad credit.
Or Dan. People are starting to know
you
you
have a
Dan
name now.
Oh, you're Apathy Pony, otherwise known as Josh.
I like how that one's an easy one to remember.
Yeah, and what? You locked yourself out of your car down at Hardee's.
Yep.
And were sitting up here like a puppy who just saw his mom die.
Like that part in Bambi.
Yeah, or like
when Thumper got laid.
I was thinking of like Game of Thrones with the direwolf pups.
Oh man.
Oh, that was so sad.
Yeah. That was so sad when Lady died.
Oh, well, it's like she
was.
was.
That was spoiler.
It was also pretty fucking sad when the main character died.
Yeah. Hey. That was actually epic. I was like, it's Eris all over again. Except this makes sense.
The other main character died.
What other main character died?
It's a good thing the only character I care about is Tyrion.
Mumbly Conan. Mumbly Conan got killed.
Well, yeah, but I knew that was coming.
Wait, which one's Mumbly Conan?
The guy who played Conan.
Oh shit! Have you seen the new Hardee's commercials? They've got a guy basically dressed up as the horse lord.
Hambler, god of hamburger.
Yeah, and he's like...
Well, know what they're going for?
Hambler?
No, he's got like the same stuff.
Yeah, he does.
The same
I'm still focused on the name Hambler.
No, I just saw an ad for it on my Facebook, and actually what they're trying to do is...
You want me to look this up?
I can look.
Okay. They're doing a thing where if you do whatever stupid backflip on their website or whatever, you get a chance to win tickets to Immortals, the movie about Greek mythology and the gods.
That looks bad.
So they're like, we have Hambler. I think it looks awesome.
Hang on,
I thought it looked awesome. I thought that trailer actually makes me want to go see the movie.
That trailer.
Okay, let's see if they'll pick it up. Because I'm pretty sure
I'm pretty sure everybody's eaten, or not eaten, but at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hardee's is in Russia.
I hate Hardee's right now because that's where I locked my keys.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, I'll say it is. Victimization is the name of the game.
Are they fucking serious?
I thought it was an awesome commercial.
This is like those Keystone commercials.
No, just keep watching. It's so funny.
What, Keith Stone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, you know what pissed me off? He showed up one night in WWE Raw.
Keith Stone?
In the back.
Did he have a hawk?
No, but he had a fucking case of Keystone Light on his shoulder the entire time he was talking to the Divas, the lady wrestlers. And me and my buddy are like looking at each other like...
Is he real?
We're like, wait a minute, okay... The cool thing about wrestling is wrestling jumped the shark like the first episode. If you're not down for that, you can't be into wrestling. Yeah. But the thing is since then, wrestling has jumped the shark, nuked the fridge. Wrestling's gone too far many times. In fact, next Monday, the Muppets are going to be on Raw.
No shit. You got to record that. I want to watch that.
Here's the thing. I love the Muppets.
You mean tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, well then this is going to come out too late.
Why do I even talk?
Oh.
Some days I'm like, why do I even attempt to communicate with other human beings?
Pirate it. Go to the Pirate Bay and pirate it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or go on YouTube and look for it, and there'll be some fan who posted it.
Probably.
Also, the fact that the Muppets are going to be on Raw is going to be all over everywhere, and there's going to be clips everywhere.
That's a good point.
Here's the thing. I love the Muppets. I really, truly do enjoy the Muppets, and I enjoy wrestling, but not together.
It's sort of like cotton candy and whiskey.
Oh my god, there's already a bunch of...
I don't like either of those things, but I imagine together they're even worse.
Yeah.
Or perhaps together, I would love them.
Actually, you know, I'd like
here's
to
a
see...
black guy that looks like he is really looking forward to Muppets on Raw. Oh my god!
I don't want to watch that.
And then right next to him is a mulatto gentleman who looks like he's being like, oh, Black Jesus, this ain't cool.
Actually, that just got me to thinking. You know that horrible, horrible My Little Pony theater show they put on?
Yeah.
Where they actually get in the costumes and shit.
Yeah.
I've not heard of this.
You've never heard of this nightmare? You gotta look it up. It's like their theater acting with actual, like, people in My Little Pony, like 2 people, one's the butt, one's the head.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
The old donkey costume.
It looks nightmarish. It looks horrible. What'd be really funny is they invited them to Raw and just have a bunch of wrestlers just come out and just rip them apart.
No, what would be really terrible is if you actually went down to Tijuana, Mexico, across the border with your friends to go see a donkey show, a legendary urban legend donkey show, all high and drunk out of your mind, and, you know, some freaking gal gets up there on stage, obviously bombed out of her mind on drugs, and then instead of bringing out a donkey, they bring out a freaking My Little Pony with 2 people in a suit. That would creep me out.
Yeah, because those things look creepy.
Oh, remind me at some point, I have the awesomest donkey show story of all time.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. We gotta talk about My Little Ponies or something. That way we can maintain our My Little Pony podcast license.
Like I said, we could talk.
I don't know.
We could talk about. Oh my
Well,
god.
now this store,
We could talk about
this store has like a good relationship with Hasbro. I think if Hasbro ever listened to this podcast, they would.
no, because we like Hasbro.
Yeah,
Well,
I haven't said anything inflammatory.
We've never said anything bad about Hasbro.
I talk shit about them all the time.
Really?
Yeah, about
But
how
it seems like a cheerful ripping.
how G.I. Joe and Transformers suck. Bad.
Well, they know it sucks.
Yeah, there's been a billion people that say this sucks.
Well, clearly they quit carrying, you know, like 3 movies
Years
and
ago.
5
Years
animation series
ago.
ago, so you know what I mean.
Beast Wars was awesome. Truck, not monkey.
I enjoyed Beast Machines when I lived out in
I
Portland,
did
Oregon.
like Beast Machines. It just
And I was
wasn't...
looking forward to them being vehicles again, and I got car robots, and I was like, oh, I hate anime and manga.
Wasn't that just Kiss Players? The
No,
Car
no, no,
Robots?
no, no,
Car
no,
Robots
nope,
was separate.
nope.
Oh shit, Car Robots was the first.
They had entirely different
Wasn't
stupid
that the
human
one
friends
with
in
the
that one.
Unicron? The start of the Unicron shit?
No. That's Transformers Energon, I believe.
No,
There
and
were
you're
3
finally
separate
here.
series in
Oh.
Japan.
Yeah,
that-
Armada, Energon. I think Armada was the first one. Then it was Energon. There was something else in there that all sucked.
Yeah, there were 3 separate series that were then mushed into one long series in English. Even though they were 3 completely separate, had nothing to do with each other's
I'd
series.
like to agree with you, but I do believe you're wrong.
Really?
I'm pretty sure you're drunk, sir. How many fingers am I holding up?
Not enough to break into a car.
You're not drunk enough, or I'm not holding up enough
Hey,
fingers?
you know what?
I
Push
need to
come to
break
shove,
into
I will
my
go
car.
over there and Chuck Norris right
Just
through a
don't
window.
Chuck.
Oh, you got Chuck Norris?
I don't
I'm gonna
want
Chuck
to
Norris
Chuck
through the
Norris
window.
my window.
Is that Royal Crown Cola?
Yeah.
I almost literally got a chance. I almost literally got a chance to Chuck Norris through a car window the other day.
Doing what?
I'm working. Let's call it a temp job for a tow
Hey,
truck
at
company.
least you're wearing the
Oh,
right color
nice.
today.
I know.
Yesterday he was wearing green.
Have we?
I nearly thought of killing him.
Have we told the story already?
No.
No.
We need to fill up the pony quotient first.
Yeah.
Pony quotient.
Yeah.
Okay. How
I had
what's
an
our
interesting
pony
question earlier.
quotient? Yes.
Narwhals.
Narwhals.
It's a
Ponies.
whale with a horn, right? Like a unicorn horn. It's a real thing.
Yeah, something like that.
It's
Yeah.
a real thing. Like, you have to convince him that they exist.
Hey, a lot of people would say like, "Oh,
I'm the
yeah,
Jedi.
yeah,
That's a D&D monster. You're an
Yeah.
asshole. No, they're a real thing. Look it up.
D&D.
yeah."
No, here's the deal. If they existed in the pony world, would they know magic because they have a horn? A single horn.
Obviously, I think they would.
And
I
then
don't
I said
think
no.
Yeah, and I said no because that horn is actually a tooth. It's not a horn. Narwhals
I
have
need
a
to know more
gigantic
about it.
tooth.
I don't know so much about narwhals. I always thought it was a horn.
No, it's a giant tooth.
Well,
It's
let's
actually
look
really
it up.
cool. Yeah, I was actually just looking up
Yeah.
narwhal skulls. Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, it's narwhal males are distinguished by a characteristically long, straight, helical tusk.
Yeah.
Tusk
Here, see?
extending from the upper left
If they
jaw.
don't spiral together, it'll actually jet out as 2
The
separate
hell, there's
teeth.
2 of them?
Well, yeah, both of the teeth come together and spin.
Yeah.
Okay, that is amazing, actually. I
No,
had
it is
idea.
some weird freaky
I want
shit.
one of them skulls with the two things coming out of it as like a freaking like
Oh, here's an example of the
like a
helical
gauntlet,
progression.
like a punching dagger gauntlet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's some crazy stuff. Nature is weird.
Yes.
She's a scary
Fucked
bitch.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's an old illustration of how it pierces through the. You can easily tell.
So
how
why is it only on one side? They usually have two and one breaks off.
Apparently, one is dominant. I don't know how it is. I'm the Jedi of the Sea.
Is that the Weird Al?
No, it's Weevils.
I don't know who or what this is.
I don't think anybody knows who this is.
Oh, that's where you got lightsabers from the sea.
Nah, Jedi of the Sea was from Thunder Lolcats.
Oh. Did anybody see the new episode, or maybe it was a rerun of Thundercats with the pirates?
That's the second episode, third episode, Ram Like Rising. Yep.
Is that what that was?
Ram Like Rising. Boosh.
That's what got me thinking about narwhals. 'Cause
Oh, yeah?
The pirates had a ship that looked like a narwhal.
They did.
In fact, looking at it, it looked just like, if you're into the Spelljammer setting from D&D like I am, which hardly anybody else has ever even heard of, they had
I love
magical sailing
Spelljammer.
ships on it. That ship looked like almost exactly like a hammer ship.
Yeah.
And I was like, only it's a narwhal. That ship could have fit right in. It even flew.
Yeah.
That ship could have fit in with Spelljammer. And they were going over a sea that
Of
was
sand.
made of sand. I was like, it's like the Silt Sea in
No,
Dune.
that's very cool.
Although they got that from John Carter Warlord of Mars series, because there's a sea of sand in that.
Oh.
So I was like, man, this episode is just like all sorts of like calling out other stuff. You quit watching the Wolverine anime, didn't you?
I watched one episode and I'm like, this is
Oh,
shit.
lucky you. I'm like 15th
Yeah, I
episode
know,
in.
you're dumb.
You know what happened this weekend on the new episode?
You said something. I don't remember what it was. What happened?
Okay. They're on Madripoor. Him and
Does he
Yuriko-
fight the vagina guy again?
No, that guy's teamed up with him now.
Really?
They're buddies.
Oh.
Yeah,
Of
him and
course.
Yuriko, the wild one, with her Xena chakrams.
I like it.
They're
when
they
it's-
fought like an army of like ninjas and stuff.
Okay.
They're in Madripoor, blah blah blah.
That's awesome.
Wolverine runs in to interrupt the wedding between Mariko, his lady
Oh,
love,
right.
and the freaking and he goes into the freaking church and he's up on the balcony and there's glass and he's pounding on the glass and it's the exact copy of the scene from The Graduate, trying to interrupt. I'm like, wow. I'm like, fuck this show, fuck Japan, fuck anime, and fuck Warren Ellis for writing it.
I say fuck Warren.
I like Warren Ellis. Too.
I like Studio Madhouse though. They
Warren
do some
Ellis
good
is
shit.
basically Alan Moore with sanity points.
Laughed anyway.
Warren Ellis is Grant Morrison on less drugs.
Funny.
But you know what?
Oh,
Warren
here you
Ellis, go fuck yourself.
Here's some narwhals.
Oh, narwhal sword
They
fighting.
look.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I want to get that as a tattoo.
that's okay. I got nothing to say about that.
Did we lose a guy?
Yeah,
What
he'll
happened
be
to
back.
Dylan?
He'll be
Hey
back.
Dylan, are you working or did you come into the cast?
Dylan!
He'll come back.
Well, he's dead.
He'll
So anyways,
died.
come back.
He
More
died.
Let's hear,
loot
what
for
are, like-
us.
most of our people are what? Like in New York, in jail, dead.
There's a guy in jail.
Who's in jail?
Where's Nybor?
I don't.
She's
think-
working.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
didn't-
assumed she had done some like
For real?
horribly like sexually perverted thing to
Oh,
end up
good.
in
Well, we could
prison.
Just, we could just walk over to Burger King.
She doesn't work at that one.
Yeah, she works at the one up by the truck stop.
We
where
could have
were
stopped
at.
by and said hi.
Oh, well, it would take a while to
We're
walk.
gonna stop at a truck stop and say hi.
Yeah,
Yeah, we went up to the Love's truck stop to get a lockpicking kit for
because
him.
I had always kind of wanted one.
I'm sorry, we didn't bring back any meth or lot lizards for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you at least bring back another lockpicking kit?
I
That
brought a
would've been
lock
awesome.
picking kit.
Yeah, it
Well,
doesn't work in this car.
Doesn't work on my car. That's not what I clicked on.
And I
you
offered to
asshole.
Chuck Norris through his window, and I started talking about how I almost got the Chuck Norris an actual car the other day.
How
and
does
then-
clicking on a narwhal skull picture suddenly lead to porn? You suck, internet.
What was it? I looked up.
No, I click on this picture of a narwhal, all of a sudden, vaginas and dicks. Assholes.
Speaking of porn,
Oh no.
I have another
No.
Tumblr Ass Pony Tumblr
Oh,
recommendation. Ass, what's that?
Facebook wouldn't let me post lesbian porn today.
Why
Facebook,
wouldn't they?
Facebook hates lesbian porn. Let it be known.
Face?
Facebook wouldn't let me quote. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a
Quote
question.
quote by. The Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death guy. What's his name?
Paul Revere?
No.
Isn't it Benedict?
Or something like that?
Nathaniel Jones or something?
No.
No, Nathan Jones is a wrestler. What am I thinking? God damn, it's Nate. It's Nate something. Fuck. So stupid. Look it up. Google it.
Jack Daniels? I don't know.
Jack Daniels did not say that.
Give me liberty or give me death. Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry. I know. Yeah, there we go.
We have a middle school
kept
named
on-
Yeah, we have a Patrick Henry Middle School.
Oh,
in
hey,
town.
Give Me Liberty is also the name of a 4-issue comic by Dark Horse.
Interesting.
Isn't he the guy that was supposedly a spy, and he actually was the worst spy ever? He got himself caught because he was such an idiot.
Maybe. He
It was
also a
written
very
by
big
Frank
smuggler.
Miller.
Smuggled in rum. Yes.
So he's like Han Solo meets Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, kind of like
Han
that.
Sparrow?
Basically, he had Jedi powers to make tweenage girls just cream themselves, galaxy-wide across time. He's like the Doctor Who of jailbait.
I think Doctor Who is
It's like when me and my buddies went to go see.
Doctor Who was the Doctor Who.
It's like when me and my buddies went to go see Pirates of the Caribbean, and I leaned over. I'm like, Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom are both in this. If we were teenage girls, we'd be just finger banging the shit out of ourselves watching this.
And sure enough, in the next row over.
Well, they turned and they looked at me and they're like, "What's your problem?" And I'm like, "Yeah, guess what?" Then like a year or two later on the internet, every freaking girl ever in any fucking diddling video has a poster of that on the wall. And it's like, and I'm gonna sit there and be like, "Is this girl of age? I don't want to go on the internet anymore, Mommy. I'm scared."
I need adult.
I like how he
Instead of
says
this.
in every diddling video.
If there's a diddling video, you have at least 50-50 odds that there's a Pirates of the Caribbean, Orlando Bloom, and
That
Johnny
requires
Depp.
a little bit of knowledge.
And the girls in the middle
Wait,
of the
we
night.
weren't calling it diddling. We were calling it jilling off, weren't we?
That's different.
Jilling. Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Jilling off is where you flick the bean.
Yeah.
Diddling's where you Oh.
I like how you're informing the
Well,
audience.
it's like the snake tongue strike from Snake Style Kung Fu.
Yeah.
But move the fingers two over, or move one finger over.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
I got
So, anyways, what was I talking about? No,
Diddling,
in the middle of
baby.
the
I'm
night.
sure all of our listeners already knew this.
All
by
the-
the way.
They're brownies. They don't know.
No, they're like, why are they treating him like an asshole?
Oh
we
shit!
knew that 5 years
reminds
ago.
me. Okay, I was on D, which I was kind of sad. So going on D always cheers me up a bit. They had a
Now,
Wait,
what
you're
is
on.
it?
You know that D is for dick girls, right?
no. It's for any alternative hentai.
Yeah, dick
Oh.
girls.
Dick girls
I thought
are
it'd be about-
just the primary alternative.
Yes, D is a image board on 4chan.
But they
for
had-
alternative hentai.
They had a joke thread, which was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. And one of them was a picture.
Do they still have Futanari Fridays?
I have no idea. I am unaware of that. You'll have to check on Friday. But anyway, they had a thread that asked people to name weird sexual positions, and somebody was like, the Charizard. It's where you're doing a hairy girl, you light her pubes on fire, you put it out with cum, and then you flap your arms flying away. You don't have enough badges to train me.
Wait, you yell out you don't have enough badges to train
You
me?
don't have enough badges to train me.
Wow.
I thought it was funny. That's the Charizard.
No, I just think it's funny that I have this picture of Rarity on my screen cutting herself, and Dylan has been looking at it every couple seconds.
I've been like, is he gonna mention that? He's gonna be mentioning that eventually.
We were talking about that all before you got here.
Okay, all right. That
never-
explains
Here, I'll
it.
move it up to a different picture. There we go.
I never even got to the part where the girl
that's
gets up in the middle of the night, takes the freaking little thumbtacks out of the poster, folds the poster over, and makes Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp make out.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, they do that. They do.
Oh, my God.
And
know they do
poor Keira Knightley's in the back having to watch all this.
Diddling herself.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
For some reason, my mind popped to that one image from Chat Roulette, where it's actually a GIF image that you could just spoof the webcam. It's a picture of Hitler, and the mouth is cut, but you don't see it. All of a sudden, you just see a gigantic black cock come out of his mouth.
Like a black guy poked his dick through a picture of Hitler?
Yeah, through the mouth.
Oh my god.
That's a very specific... Wow.
That's awesome.
Okay, this is...
No, because I have a picture of Rarity's ass on my computer and it's been whipped.
You should have seen how much he was laughing when Casey was getting raped.
Casey got raped?
Yeah.
Casey got raped. How do you rape Casey?
With Ratmen.
Ratmen have dicks that
I
big?
tell you what,
Ratman.
here's the whole story of what actually happened.
Yeah, because Casey's pretty big.
Suddenly, I feel like Burt Reynolds, and like something just happened to Ned Beatty, and I gotta go upstream with a bow and arrow and kill some goddamn rednecks.
Yeah.
That would be an awesome idea for the next adventure, but
No, you guys were playing Paranoia.
Yeah.
we were playing Paranoia.
Yeah,
at the
look up
bar.
Paranoia on Wikipedia. It's a tabletop RPG.
Yeah, but don't look up too much of it. That's treason.
Yes.
And I will have to kill you.
Yes. Oh yeah, are you a happy communist?
Oh, that was the funniest part! Communism rule! Oh,
Damn.
man. It
Kill
was
me.
so damn funny.
No. Kill me. No. Smear green goo on me. Kill me. No. Communism rules. Bang. You jackass.
Oh, that was so damn funny.
Freaking.
Just because he didn't want to walk the 5 minutes back to get his dead body looted.
Yeah.
So he'd rather just
So
have
he
you...
died, respawn, new
Wait
clone
5
came out,
minutes to respawn
ran
anyway.
to his corpse.
Okay, now the catch with this is that every time you
Oh.
respawn, what you do is you come into the game with your favorite 6-pack of whatever drink you like. You have to drink it.
This is optional rules.
Yeah, but I think those should be
Well, in real life, you have to
mandatory.
chug a six-pack?
I think they should be mandatory rules.
That's an interesting.
That's treason.
Addendum.
What?
Saying anything needs to be mandatory. Happiness is the only thing that's mandatory.
Okay.
And obeying the computer.
Well, the key to happiness is to have a 6-pack of whatever drink you like.
and playing the...
And every time you respawn, you drink one of the
No,
drinks.
that would be funny. That would be funny.
That would be really fun.
And the reason you do that is it encourages people to drink. Therefore, they have to go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
which means they have to get up, leave the table, but their character is still in play, which means they can be fucked with, backstabbed.
Well, no, their
whatever.
character goes to the bathroom because they went and go to the bathroom. Because you do everything in character.
Well, from what I read, it was your character is still in play. That means they can. You have
read
no way to.
Something about this?
Huh?
Treason.
I do believe that's treasonous.
Wait, is that a real rule? That if you go up to,
No.
go to the
Apparently it's an
bathroom,
optional
everybody else
rule.
can fuck with your character?
I think it's one of those rules that somebody was
Might
like,
be.
we
That
don't
sounds
drink
like a
enough
house
during
rule.
our
It
game.
really sounds like a hospital. I've never heard of that.
I do believe I would bring a pair of Depends. And
Yeah,
I would
just let
rule.
loose.
I would rule with an iron fist.
I've got a bucket right here.
yeah, I've got a 5-gallon bucket I can sit on.
Ah.
It's a painter's crabber.
Oh, I've done some paint in my
God, how much ponies is this? 0%?
Well, if you
eh?
guys will let me talk about what I want to talk about.
Oh, what do you want to talk
Well,
about?
mine's really fucked up pony shit.
Fuck.
No.
I want to talk about pony dick girls.
No.
Where's a specific
Okay.
podcast just for pony dick girls?
Okay, this is for the listeners. I'm sure most of you know with the Ask Pickamina Diane Pie Tumblr. Pickamina Diane Pie is
Oh, I found it.
Shut up. Is
Oh.
a sadistic cannibal, who kills other ponies and eats them and wears their skin.
Yo.
Well, yeah, there's a it's a Tumblr blog. It's not canon.
Well,
Obviously.
The way his eyes just light up like that. You're dashing his hopes.
did she ever kill anybody in Canada? Because then she'll become a Wendigo, according to Marvel rules.
Really?
Yep.
Nice. Wait, what's that? Let me see. My
Is that from D?
Yup.
That's...
I found the D comedy thread again.
nice. Well, anyway, somebody started up a
man.
Ask Lil Miss Rarity Tumblr blog. It's ask
Let's
hyphen
see.
Lil Lil
Oh, there's the
hyphen
Charizard.
Miss hyphen rarity.tumblr.com.
Oh. This is the disturbing one from an American comic book. Keep going.
God damn it! Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
That could be your Halloween costume.
Okay, let me see this.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan could dress up like that.
That's almost
Wonderful.
pony related.
It's
What
just-
is that from, and who is that?
It's from
character?
Crossed, which
Crossed.
is about the zombie infestation. Basically, it puts a cross on your face, and then people get eaten. and
Okay,
shit.
yeah.
It's just a big biker dude hitting another dude in the face with a horse cock, yelling horse
What,
cock.
with a horse cock?
Yes,
I think
yes.
he's using his fist.
No.
Oh, good lord!
Yeah, he's got a horse cock.
I didn't notice that the first time for some weird reason.
Which means we have to go down
It's kind of the elephant in the room.
Which means we have to go down to, what's that one? Studio One?
Well,
for your costume?
It's called something else now.
Okay, whatever it's called now. And get a giant black cock for him to swing around.
Actually,
Hit
that one's brown.
Yeah.
Or a giant brown cock. Dildo,
Whatever
whatever.
your
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's see.
Anyway, if you'd like to ask Pinky Mina Diane Pie, check out Ask Slow Miss Rarity. Because Rarity wants to be Pinky Mina. Or no, she wants Pinky Mina to do things to her.
D has
Like
some
cut her.
Funny as crap.
Like cut her.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be seen on here. She wants to do her a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Kamen Rider joke in that
Oh
one.
dear God.
Oh, there's a Vuvuzela right
Oh,
there.
dear.
Yeah.
There's
Yep,
tits in a
That
bucket.
happened.
Yeah, and then this happens.
Oh, that happened too. Oh,
Yeah.
that is happening. That is happening all over the place.
Oh,
Yeah, she actually makes a doll of Pinky Mina Diane Pie. And makes
Oh, that's
doll.
a doll. That's a little bit better. And yet it's a little bit worse too.
Oh, that's
No, actually,
funny.
what started her on this whole thing was that she accidentally kills Opalescence. And
Have you
just
seen this
her
one yet?
cracks. And so she stuffs.
Creepy.
So inside the Pinky Mina Diane
Oh.
doll, there is
Huh?
Opalescence. What's that? That's fucked up.
That is actually
I know.
Very fucked up.
I kind
I
of.
just find it funny.
No, I think it's funny that he's using that particular Woody doll.
Yeah. Well, I think that's funny
It's a
that
silly
that
look on his
particularly Woody doll
Oh,
has
hey,
that
can we,
face.
can I start a new subject or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, he's using an Apple product.
Yeah.
And
Steve Jobs died this week.
yes.
You did.
Now, anybody see my post about it on Facebook?
No.
Okay, I'm not a computer guy, so I'm not necessarily familiar. From my understanding, Steve Jobs was the guy that basically in the 70s was basically like a hippie geek who basically said that these big giant computers that fill a room, one day I want to be able to sell these to people to have like a small one in their house so that everybody can have a personal computer. He was that guy, right?
Yep.
Actually, Steve Wozniak did all the
Wasn't
work.
it the work?
Wasn't
But
it all of it?
Jobs
Sure.
had the marketing.
So he's like Bill Gates. He's known as a computer guy, but really
Uh,
he's known as a marketer.
He personally knew the guy that he bought all the stuff from.
The thing
What do you
was,
He wasn't just this dude that's like, I'll pay you $5,000 for that operating system you're working
No,
on.
like
Thank
Steve
you."
Jobs and Wozniak were like best friends. They like hung out with each other.
Yeah.
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 They were. He was really big in there, and then Jobs left in '85 and sold out all of his stuff, and didn't come back until '90.
Actually, there's a lot of fuck. It's actually really surprising the amount of shit. I mean, if you look at what happened and look at Woz's side of the story, he described a bunch of fucked up shit that Jobs did to him, but he like never hates on Jobs for what he did. But Jobs did a lot of fucked up shit to Woz.
Oh,
He did.
Yeah,
Like-
well, back when Woz was working for Hewlett Packard in their calculator division, Jobs was working at
Not to
Atari.
speak ill of the dead, but our next segment, new on this show, speaking ill of the dead.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, again, nobody
Yeah,
else is
rolling
talking
in
about it.
Yeah, rock on. No, I totally believe, like,
I mean, it's like,
I
yeah,
love
we
this
use
joke.
Apple products. I don't care. What is that?
It's Oscar just saying, I have the weirdest motor.
yeah, all right, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done.
We're gonna,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Enough-
you're not allowed
enough
to
of
go to
that.
4chan anymore
No
for
more.
today.
No more.
Ah.
Okay.
Nice.
There
There we go. Okay, good. Thank you.
Now,
He's actually propped up a chair onto the table and he's
He's
blocking
stacking books.
and stacking books to block Josh from exposing the
I got
iPad
one
to the rest
more.
of
I
us.
got one more.
No.
This is the best one though.
Mr. Gorbachev, I will.
Okay, bring it up like it. Yeah, just
tear down this one.
yeah, just
Can I go higher?
go
This is
higher.
like the old days of the internet where you're trying to look at.
Okay, that's just dumb.
Oh, but it's so funny.
That's just dumb.
She's imagining she's an X-wing pilot.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's stupid. No more 4chan
I
for
thought
you.
that one was so funny.
This is
That
why.
was a
This
big
is why your
one.
parents wouldn't buy you the internet when you were. A
Okay,
kid.
you know, I'm
Okay.
taking a picture of this. This is gonna be the podcast header image now. No, but while I'm doing this, I'll
This
explain.
is our sanity wall. Oh, this is animated?
I can cover that up.
No,
better.
that's perfect. That's perfect. It's so funny because you're sitting there going, and you just see the top of his head.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Here, can I see?
Oh,
But
ladies and
okay, so
gentlemen.
anyway, Steve Wozniak and was working at HP at the calculator division. Jobs was working for Atari, and Atari was wanting to make their equipment cheaper because they were using so many chips, and they wanted to make Breakout, the Atari game. Well, Jobs had the idea. Yeah, here you go.
That's kind of funny.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, it's just the top of his head.
Jobs had the idea
Actually, there was Pong, and what
I kinda
happened
wanna
was
put that as
Wozniak
a-
came out with the idea for a single-player Pong, and Jobs and he basically said, told Jobs like, hey, you should bring it up to your boss over at Atari. They might really like it, and they did, and they wanted a Breakout machine to demonstrate it. Well, this is back before you could actually program.
I would do that the opposite way.
Yeah, this is back before you could just like program a computer. You actually had to like hardwire chips and actually burn chips with code. So it was a really tedious process. And Atari so Steve Jobs got the request to make the game, and he told Wozniak about it and needed Wozniak's help. The thing was, Atari wanted the game within 4 days. And this was back when it took months to make a game because you had to hardwire and burn
Months
chips.
by one guy.
Yeah.
What do you mean back in the day? Didn't it take like 10 years to make that last Duke Nukem game?
Well, that was a bunch of
13.
bullshit. Yeah, 13.
And like 4 companies.
Yeah.
And
So basically, it was the Chinese democracy.
Yes.
Album.
you know
Yes.
what?
it
I
was.
missed my free Dr. Pepper on that one. I'm always going to be sad for that.
What?
What?
Did you listen to the Chinese democracy? The
No.
album? It was terrible.
No, but that's
Yeah.
beside the point. Free Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And
We'll
I
get
missed
to a
it.
story because I want to come back to
Okay.
Chinese
Yeah.
food.
Free,
So
I wanna
anyway,
come back
anyway.
to free Dr. Pepper.
So anyway, okay, they had 4 days to make a. Now again, you look at Breakout these days, and it's like so simple to make. You can make it in BASIC in like 10 seconds. But back then it was very
I'd like
difficult.
to see you do that.
I'm just.
You have 10 seconds in basic. Go.
Yeah.
I am unimpressed.
Okay, but anyway, you know I'm getting at. Back then it was very difficult to do. So, and keep in mind during this whole time, Wozniak's working for HP for these 4 days, but he basically gets absolutely no sleep. He goes and works at HP, comes home, works with Jobs, making Breakout. Jobs would go down,
Oh, you
burn
got
the
zero
chips.
friends?
Would write code, or Wozniak would write the code, give it to Jobs. He'd go down to Atari or wherever their chip maker was, burn the chips, come back, and they'd prototype the breadboard for the Breakout game. And basically within 4 days, non-stop, they actually pump out Breakout the game. And very impressive because I think they used a very, very low number of chips. I think it was like only...
Oh yeah, it's a very, very low number.
Yeah, because that's the thing about Wozniak. He was
Was it
always
only like 2 or 3?
no. He brought down. I think initially it was like 60, and he brought it down to like
Was-
25.
Was Breakout the one where you had the bar and you bounced the ball around?
Yeah, it's single player.
Yeah,
Pong.
it was like masturbatory Pong.
Yeah. It's a
It was
single
like
player.
playing Pong by
it-
yourself. Yeah.
That's Wozniak said it's single player Pong.
Yeah, Arkanoid, basically.
Because
It's the same
back
thing.
then
The power
the computers did not have enough power to control the other paddle. So
Wow.
they didn't have enough power to do the other paddle. So they do it. Awesome. Steve Jobs gets, and the reason, and because they actually did it because Atari was like, they ain't gonna fucking do it, but they did it, and so Jobs got a bonus for it. He gave Wozniak $700. Wozniak,
No, he didn't even give. Originally, what
Originally-
the plan was,
okay, yeah,
they were going to
originally it
get
was-
$750 for doing this.
Yeah.
if they could get it low enough.
yes,
And then
low
they
enough
did.
and within the time, and they did, and Jobs told Wozniak that he got $750, and he gave like Wozniak like $400.
$375, and it even split.
Found out either a couple months or like a year later that Jobs got like several $1,000s.
Well, yeah,
I
because
doubt it.
wasn't it based on a
As a
percentage
bonus.
of chips cut?
Yeah,
It might have been.
It was several $1,000s, and he found out late. Wozniak found out later on about it, and he felt slighted by it, but he didn't hate Jobs
Why
for
didn't he
it.
sue him? That would have made a wonderful episode of 80s People's Court.
Well, this
Judge
was in the
Wapner-
70s. This
Judge
was
Wapner would have
before.
owned
This was
Jobs on
before
that.
Apple. This was before Apple started, and then later on they
Well,
created
because
Apple.
it wasn't the thing to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
this was in the
Is
70s.
it Jobs, the Buddhist?
Jobs is a Buddha.
Yeah.
Well, was.
No, yeah, was a Buddha.
Was he?
He is the one that was.
Is that why he wore turtlenecks?
When did he convert? He took a trip to India while he was head of Apple and came back.
But that wasn't the only thing he did. Later on, much later on, after they made the original Apple
He
one,
fucked Miss Pac-Man.
and then the Apple II came out. Apple II was incredibly popular. It had tons of expand. It was the computer to have in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, I remember.
And if you're in the American public schools,
Yeah.
mid 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
I loved those.
Like, God damn it, what was it? 94. I was a junior in high school, and you had to take one thing of computers before you graduated, and they were like, we're gonna get new computers. Save all you guys, save it for your senior year, and because of whatever classes I wanted to take, I ended up taking a junior year. And we went in there and we had all these old Apples that were like 10, 20 years old. And they're like, yeah, guess what? Next year they're getting IBMs, the new ones.
No.
So I learned BASIC on an Apple, and it was absolutely worthless. There was no point to any of it.
The Apple II was
It's a gateway to other languages.
The Apple II was introduced in 1977. They stopped
It is.
That's
production.
the marijuana of programming.
They stopped
languages.
No, that
They
would
stopped
require
production of
marijuana.
the Apple II. It was introduced in 77. They stopped production of it November 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
they went for a long time.
I thought it was cool that Wozniak made the floppy disk actually worthwhile.
Yeah,
Because he was
yeah,
able
that
to
was
build
another
it for,
amazing
like,
thing. It was like,
Less than a third of the price of normal.
yeah, he took
And
the
with double
floppy drive.
capacity.
Yeah, he took the floppy drive and made it 10 times faster, doubled the capacity, and lowered the chip count. And yeah, because back in the late 70s, floppy disk drives were
Yeah.
incredibly inefficient. And he made them what they
Yeah,
are.
there's a point in like the 80s where there were tapes. There was it literally like a cassette tape.
Oh,
You
no,
used
they
memory
were
storage
cassette
for-
tapes.
No, there were cassette tapes, and floppy drives were like,
The next thing.
yeah. There's no real comparison today. I guess you could say Blu-ray, but that's not really that's a joke. But,
What was a tape? I don't know the capacity of a tape drive.
they vary. I think there are still tape makers out there, but they're up into the multiple terabytes now.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, they're like used by major
Well,
corporations.
government business actually had like reels.
Yeah, and those-
we
and
had
they-
like little like Memorex.
But like those little tapes now,
You
little-
can shatter glasses.
those little tapes now are several terabytes. That's what they're up to now. But this, boy, that was unimpressive. I usually
was,
have a big gut-wrenching belch at
Oh
some
my
point.
god, the linear
Moving
tape
right
stuff.
along.
This is cool. In 2010, the linear tape thing for tapes, 140 megabytes per second continuous data transfer.
Holy shit.
But it's only one way, obviously, and you gotta rewind. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the problem with tape
CDs
drives.
are so much nicer. It's like, go back, okay, click, and then it's done.
See,
I actually
I
just
remember the 90s when I had a Tandy, the computer from Radio Shack, which is
Yeah.
outdated. Even the one I had was old.
Oh yeah,
but
Tandy's were shit.
We had the floppy and you had the hard diskettes. I remember I was pissed because we got that, and then like that year, whenever they came out with double density discs, and like all the games I wanted, I couldn't play on my goddamn computer.
Huh.
Oh yeah. But I think the second time was in the early '80s. The Apple II side was doing great. Selling tons of computers. There's so much software out for it. It was the computer to have. Well, Apple had grown so large that they got focus groups and marketing teams in. And the Apple II was just made by a bunch of nerds who wanted to make a computer they used. Well, Apple got the bright idea of like, okay, we know that a lot of our Apple II sales are going to businesses. They buy a computer and they buy this set of software and they buy this hardware to make their computers into business machines. Why don't we just make the business machine and not let them worry about buying all the hardware? So they created the Apple III against the wishes of Wozniak, because Wozniak wanted to keep the expansion capabilities of the Apple II, which made it so popular. And it turns out the Apple III was a gigantic failure, almost put Apple out of business the first time.
Oh my God.
Everybody forgets about the mid-90s.
Current tape, 35 terabytes.
Well, yeah, we remember the mid-90s because we're old.
I am
Anybody
not
remember
that
the
old.
Lisa?
Yeah, I'm not that old either, but apparently to most bronies we're old.
Oh, well, yeah.
I was graduating high school in the mid-90s. Fuck you guys.
So you remember the Lisa?
Goddamn kids. Get the fuck off my lawn.
The Lisa.
Yeah. Oh, the Lisa.
The what?
Before the Macintosh, there was the Lisa. Lisa was a... It basically
Apple
was...
history, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to the Apple... Hey, it's kind of relevant. We're talking about apples. Okay, it was about this big and this deep.
Oh, cool. There's an
It
old
cost about $10,000 to $15,000 and a screen this big, and it was actually the very first commercially available computer that had a graphical user interface.
Well, that's what it was.
I don't care.
Fuck you.
Then you know the interface, the mouse.
Oh my God, its price was
Windows.
$9,900.
That was the very first commercially available one. It cost about $10,000.
I remember on my Tandy, everybody else had a mouse. I didn't have a mouse, but it had a thing where I could use my keys to move a cursor over the screen.
It was released in
My
1983.
up, down, left, right keys.
It had a 5
It
megahertz
worked!
processor.
Wait, what are you
worked.
talking about, Josh?
It was released in 83 and it had a 5 megahertz processor.
This is the Lisa.
Yeah, and it had 1 meg of RAM.
Actually, and I remember it was $10,000 without a hard drive, but you could get
An external 5 meg drive. Awesome.
for like an extra couple $1,000s. 5 megabytes for a couple $1,000.
It had 1 parallel, 2 serial ports, and a mouse port.
Nice.
Say parallel again?
Parallel?
Parallelo.
No, parallelogram? What?
Oh,
Trapezoid.
you could add an additional 512K of RAM for only $14.95.
That's
$1,495.
Yeah. And that led up to the
Oh my God! Look at the hard drive on top of that. Bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was 5 megabytes.
Yeah, and
It's the width of the computer.
yeah, it's basically the size of the 5 megabyte hard drive is the size of a 15-inch laptop.
It's now known as the Macintosh XL.
Hey, you know who's got a 15-inch laptop?
You?
No.
I thought he was like, I'm this big.
I was trying to make a joke. And it
Oh,
just-
that's really cool.
I
Though.
was trying to make a joke. It's like, Toot says no, and a car went off a cliff.
If you open up the back of it, the guts all slide out on one thing, so you can switch out
We're
components.
still talking about
And
computers, right?
Yeah, this is still the
Yeah.
Lisa.
Damn.
That's
So-
actually really cool.
so
You
it's like-
slide out the whole thing,
So it's
switch
like the
parts, and slide it right back in.
so it's like the modern Power Mac.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
The new power the
Why do I only think of like?
I bet there's a lot of like people listening to this now are like nerds.
no, not the
bored.
Power Mac. It's the Mac. It's the Mac Pro. They don't call it the
Okay.
Power
I'm gonna watch
Mac
some
anymore.
soccer violence. Fucking nerds.
I doubt. Okay, but whatever.
Nerd.
Should I talk about the final times
rage.
what Jobs fucked over while?
God, what was the name of that one really shitty game computer to kids?
Amiga?
No, the
Amiga
Amiga
was awesome.
Wow.
You shut your face.
Palpable wave of hatred. Holy shit.
Oh, pardon the fuck out
My
of me.
childhood was allowed because of the Amiga.
Oh no.
I wish
Dad,
Commodore was
64,
back.
Fuck that shit.
It is back.
It is. Oh yeah, yeah. Commodore is back.
They
I
even
want.
made keyboard computers with all the drives and shit in the keyboard. All you did
No,
was
I
plug it
want to
into
get
the monitor.
that Commodore, that new Commodore
Yeah.
64, which is basically a Windows computer and a Commodore 64 computer and a
Yeah,
keyboard.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks
I think this
awesome.
begs the question, what happened to Texas Instruments?
They're still around.
running around, bro.
They don't make
making-
personal
The
computers anymore.
TI-XX is like.
I had one of
the-
their personal computers, and it was a calculator that could play poker.
Hey,
Yeah,
they
so
still
Play
have
yeah,
it.
the
poker.
TI-80X
That's not a personal
series.
computer. Fuck you, Texas Instruments.
It is a computer, though.
No, actually,
Ugh.
my laptop, probably that iPad has Texas Instruments chips in it. Chips in it. Yeah, they're mostly chip. They mostly are a chip maker right
Now,
now.
is Silicon Valley still like a
Silicon
major...
Valley.
Yeah.
Silicon-
Silicon Valley.
Swords and tits. Silicon is what you make chips out of.
They're similar but
No,
different.
Silicon Valley, so-called Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
where you
little-
take an ice cream, a silicone, is where you take an ice cream cone and you smush it against your forehead so the cone sticks out like a unicorn horn.
Charizard's better.
Hey, it's topical again.
Hey, you know that
Yay.
stupid thing that people are doing now? Like they did planking. Because
Yeah.
apparently some people go online and do stuff other than look at porn.
Oh,
which I
have
don't
you seen the
understand.
flanking?
Well, the thing I see now is where they pull up to a drive-thru and they ask for an ice cream cone. And they're like, oh, well, hand it to me upside down, and then they grab it by the ice cream or something. And this is a thing. This is a meme, and you got to
That
get a
seems
picture.
dumb.
You got to get a picture or a video of you doing this. The only one I watched was the one where the gal tried it, and the guy was like, "Listen, do you want your fucking ice cream, or I'll throw it on the ground?" He goes, "I'll throw this away." He goes, "I've had other people come through here and try this bullshit." He's like, "Grab it right side up. I'm not handing it to you. I will throw this away."
See, planking at least doesn't waste ice cream.
Yeah, that's true. I have no problem.
Well, at least
with
they'll
planking.
grab it upside down, and it makes a mess, but they'll still eat it or whatever. I don't get it.
That makes no sense to me.
It's the most retarded meme of all time.
Hand it to me in 2 cones.
Wait, you're
so
talking
it's like
about
a
coning.
double-ended. Really?
Huh?
I'm looking up internet. I'm looking up fads of 2010, 2011.
Really? What are they? Let's do them all
Oh,
tonight.
God, Cody.
I think it would be cool just to stick the ice cream cone right in your forehead, and you have
That
the cone
would've been
sticking out.
funny.
It'd be like, "You,
Say,
sir,
Paul,
have just been
Alicorn."
coning."
Okay, here's the thing: is like planking came from Australia.
Yeah. 'Cause
Coning
they're-
came from Australia, and it's incredibly stupid. It involves buying an ice cream cone from a fast food restaurant and grabbing it by the ice cream rather than the cone.
Oh, so they don't even need to hand it to you. Fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ah,
does
hipsters ruined it.
Does
for
anybody else
everyone.
remember it was like the 80s or 90s when you could get a Blizzard at Dairy Queen? They'd hand it to you upside down to
Hell
prove
To
it was so-
demonstrate, but that's
how
what it was
thick it
doing.
was.
It's like,
Yeah.
look at this shit. That's
with
awesome
fucking
shit.
It's gonna go into
You
your
are not
colon.
going to be able to eat this.
You're going into my belly. Oh no!
You're just gonna go into your colon and stay like this, and it's not gonna go through.
Yeah.
Look at how fucking awesome we are.
It'd be like fitting a
You know what's
14
really
foot,
sad,
foot
though?
tall truck through a 13
You can do that
foot
with my
tall
school pudding.
tunnel.
You just flip the cup of pudding over, and it would not drop.
Well, hell yeah, you can do that
No,
with
no.
things like Hunt's pudding here these days now, too.
Really?
It will not fall out of the cup.
I just thought it was disturbing that the
Speaking of
pudding
pudding-
wouldn't drop.
When we were driving out to the
You know
truck,
what else won't fall out of the container if you flip it upside down? Nitroglycerin. Kids, try it at home. See if I'm wrong.
Where are they gonna get nitroglycerin?
That's
Look
not
it
the
up on
point
the
of the
internet.
fucking joke,
Well, here's the
asshole.
question though: if you look at nitroglycerin, just raw nitroglycerin, funny, it'll explode.
I thought there was a joke there.
No. It was that is the joke.
Yeah, I
It's
got
just
you.
so volatile that if you left a vial of it on like a rack, it might just explode if you accidentally, pissed in the wrong
Direction
urinal.
10 feet away.
Yeah, it's just like, don't like you.
Yeah. That's why TNT was formed.
The movie
yeah.
Convoy, there's a big thing about him hauling nitro.
It's about Optimus
There's
Prime.
also nope. There's also an episode of Little House on the Prairie where they deliver it by stagecoach, and it's
Really?
like very nail biting. And,
Oh yeah, no. Horse kicked, boom. Fuck.
fucking Amish sneeze and gablooey. There goes Pennsylvania.
Bluey, gesundheit. So.
Oh, have you seen the news? The Amish are having a civil war.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Really?
this.
No,
shit.
like the Amish kicked out an Amish family, and I guess like you know about Rumspringa, right? Rumspringa.
No, what is this?
Okay. There's this thing called Rumspringa where apparently like when kids get to be like 16 or something, the Amish basically tell them you can go live in town. You don't have to follow any rules. From like the time they're like 16 to 18 or something, they basically tell them like go have sex, go drink, go do drugs, go do whatever you're gonna freaking do. When you turn 18, you gotta make a choice. The outside world, the world of sin and Satan, or you come live with us and follow God's rules. And there's a lot of kids, like, they have their own little communities where they're all living in apartments and having party houses and just brewing their own booze and fucking left and right, having orgies, snorting drugs, listening to rap music and shit. I've watched all these documentaries about it, and some of them go back to being Amish. They become these, like, super hardcore Amish, and some of them stay in our society. And here's the thing. Apparently a bunch of them that left have some feud with some Amish that stayed. And apparently in Amish country, there's like a group of like 15 of them that left. They're like breaking back into Amish homes and like, okay, you know how like when you're Amish, when you get married, you have to grow a beard and the women can't ever cut their hair. They'll cut the women's hair and like shave the dudes' beards.
Well,
And
that
it's
just
like,
sounds like being an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like raising...
Leave them alone!
Yeah, like raising your kid in a crazy cult
Hey,
that
at
is
least
so
this-
fucking inbred and insular that
At
they have
least
genetic
this
problems
crazy
that nobody
cult's
else on
like,
Earth
go
does.
fuck. When you're 18, you can either come back or not. I don't fucking care. That's far more reasonable.
They're
than my
a
parents
nutty
were.
cult. They're abusive to their kids.
Well, I think
they're
the reason
insane.
some of them do come back is that if they leave, they lose all familial support.
There you go.
That's
plus, they haven't been given an education to survive the real world.
Not true. I'm pretty sure that old rules said that a 14-year-old could do whatever they want because the Amish are better people than usual people. Oh, they could drop out of like schooling at 14 instead of 16 or something.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah. No. Stay in school, kids.
Yeah. It's sort of like how the one Indian tribe is allowed to smoke peyote, but nobody else is.
Well, that's because it's a religious
Well, you mean
right.
like how like cats can get high off of marijuana and catnip, but we can only get high off of marijuana?
Well, that's genetic. We can't.
Wait.
It's like
Don't tigers get high off of lavender?
What? Look it up. I don't Google that shit. That sounds like bullshit. It's like fat girls with small tits or black guys with small dicks. It's God's cruel joke. It's like, oh, your cat can get high off your weed and catnip. You can only get high off of weed. Have fun smoking catnip, asshole. Meanwhile, God is just finger fucking kids with cancer in hospitals. Like, I'm awesome. These guys can't get high off of catnip, and I just killed this bald kid. Woo! Who's awesome? Self high five. I just grew some extra Shiva arms. Give myself a high 15. Woo!
I actually want to do a comics. I actually want to do like a moral oral claymation where it's like his hands come down from heaven. Where Dan is God, he's just a total asshole to moral oral.
How that goes.
Sir, I never claimed.
Where are you going?
I have to leave.
Where are you going?
I have things to get done.
Oh, we offended some asshole. Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
My asshole. Oh no. Don't worry, asshole. It'll be all right.
He's just sick of looking at Rarity's ass.
No, look at his fucking jacket. He's got to go rumble with the pharaohs. He's got to go drive his 50s Cadillac with fins and go get in a freaking switchblade comb fight with some greasers.
Dylan's wearing a fucking leather jacket where it looks like he's about to go down an alleyway going click, click.
Yeah.
He's got to get the choreography right because there's no one else to choreograph.
Yeah, because this isn't the fucking 50s.
You need to get some grease and just...
You and Little Richard are going to film Deliverance 2 with freaking poor little crying James Dean in between? Make a little sandwich?
So, are you going to go to Kuwabara for Halloween? Is that what you're doing?
What's that?
Really? Never mind, man.
I actually didn't hear you.
Kuwabara?
Oh, I heard
You're
like go dressed to a bar for Halloween.
Yeah.
Speaking of Halloween, what are we going to do for Halloween?
I'm going to a nudist bar. Fuck you.
I brought my own costume.
You dirty fascist. Yeah, what did nudists do for Halloween? They're kind of fucked if they do and fucked if they don't.
Wait.
Isn't that what nudists are anyway?
Wow. It's like somebody let loose a fart of nitrous. Jeez.
He's almost started, but he just can't quite do it.
I'll go grab the RC.
The what?
The cola.
Hey, get mine.
Yeah.
I got soup out there too. I should grab.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, what are we doing for Halloween?
I don't know. Are we still recording?
Oh man.
I hope we are. Yes,
We don't
we
have
are.
any, like
Oh yeah.
nudist parks or camps or groups or anything here in South Dakota. I'm pretty sure.
No, I don't think there are any.
Always go ask them.
No, what the fuck do they do, bro?
Google South Dakota nudism.
Okay. God. I was listening to a My Little Pony podcast today, Friendship is Madness, and they were actually talking about ponies on their podcast.
Oh, they actually discussed My Little Pony?
Yeah.
On their My Little Pony podcast?
Yeah.
What a bunch of suckers!
Okay, so who wants to watch the first My Little Pony with me? No one?
I'll
I
watch
thought
it.
so. Really?
Yeah, I'll totally.
Yeah.
We need to do that shit live in MST3K it. Oh, by the way, anybody who's an MST3K fan, Joel Hodgkins?
Like the disease? Hodgkins?
No, it's HODSGONS.
Hodgkins.
That's like, but the disease is HOTCH.
Wow, I love this
Stop
map.
spelling at me.
Here's a map of all the nudist resorts in North America. Look at the nice little spot right there. That's
Well,
completely
yeah,
fair.
that's because winter's vicious in that area.
Actually, winter's vicious in Maine too, but they've got nude beaches.
Yeah, but I love how it's like there's
Well, they also
nudist-
have East Coast liberals who like to have their dangly bits hang out.
Yeah, that's
We're around here. That's like
We're not,
Yeah.
that's like a Japanese bullet train to hell around here.
Well, you're talking about how they're like such a real winter. There's nudist clubs up in fucking Duluth, Minnesota.
Well, yeah, but those are the Norwegians,
Oh yeah, they're built like
like snowbirds.
Yeah, old people.
They're built like.
Well, also,
They're built like old people.
also that's somewhat.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go see if Justin's still here.
Oh, so you can come in?
No, so I can maybe get a ride.
Oh, right. You gotta
Please.
get a ride. Pansy. What were we talking about? I don't know.
Not ponies.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were we gonna do for Halloween?
Well, I'm probably not gonna do anything, but I was wondering what you were gonna do.
I have no plans yet. I think I was asked to something, but I don't know.
Hey, do you want to really piss off Icarus and Jesse?
Oh yeah, they were gonna do a ghost hunting thing.
Yeah, I think they are.
I actually offered to bring my infrared goggles.
No, actually, I wanted to speculate what Jesse was doing out in New York. Because he's out in New York.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think I know what he's doing, but
I think I know too, but I don't know if I want to talk
I don't
about
think we
it.
should discuss that.
Okay,
because
that's-
that's pretty impolite.
Yeah, that probably is.
Yes, I actually have a standard or two, people.
Holy shit.
Yeah, surprise.
Wow. Make me
Yeah,
look bad.
I have a moral or two. What do you know?
Oh, well, who cares? They're not going to listen to this.
What an a-hole!
Who, me?
He's probably waiting for it to download, and then he's gonna be like, "I can't wait to listen to the new one."
Yeah,
He's
what
like,
is...
God, these fucking assholes barely talk about bounties.
Yeah, of course.
And that whole nudist joke wasn't even that funny, and these fucking queers had an asthma attack.
Hey, if you're pissed off about this, complain to Hasbro. New episode comes up next Saturday. This coming Saturday.
And in other animation news, I enjoyed the latest episode of Thundercats, where it was a rerun about the pirates, and the latest episode of the Wolverine anime sucked.
I imagine, yes.
Ugh.
I did watch it. I tried to watch a couple episodes. I think it was on Netflix.
Ugh.
I
I've
couldn't
been
get
watching
through
all
it.
of them. I don't know why. I think I must hate myself. Well, it's because I have some German blood. It's the natural instinct to be a sadist and or masochist.
Of course.
It's like, why whip myself? There's Marvel anime. Although, like I said, when I first heard that they were going to do X-Men, Iron Man, Wolverine, and Blade, I said the one series is probably going to fucking rock out is going to be Blade. Because who does martial arts action and freaking monsters better than freaking anime? Japanese anime. The Blade anime will probably rock out with its cock out. Like I was saying from the beginning, like, oh, X-Men, that might be good. Oh,
Nope.
Iron Man, yeah, they'll have some cool suit designs. Wolverine, meh,
Nope.
we'll see. The Blade anime, I bet, is going to kick ass.
I don't know.
Who does supernatural monsters better than Japanese? Who
Who
does martial arts guys fighting supernatural monsters better than Japanese?
The Chinese.
Not in the animation, they don't. If it was live action,
The Koreans, maybe?
no. I have not seen. I've watched some of the Korean wave.
But you want to know what the problem with the trailer is? The trailer could look good, and then the anime will be shit.
I haven't seen the trailer for Blade. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm watching it right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
This is a trick to get me to come around the other side of the wall I built around you, isn't it?
There are definitely not two giant dicked futas fucking each other on the screen right now.
Actually, you know what I've been seeing dick girls referred to online now? As traps.
Nah, Trap is a man that has very feminine features.
Is that what that
It's
is?
very distinctive.
I saw a clip the other day where it was
Yep.
it was a tranny
I can't go
and
to
there-
4chan, so I can't demonstrate.
Why can't you go to 4chan?
Because he said,
Well,
I'm done.
it's probably a good idea just to never go there.
Although, no, okay.
Although
No,
I am appreciative that they
because-
started Anonymous, that they started Bronies, and that they
Because
started...
if you want to go
Lolcats.
ask yourself, if you go to Soch on 4chan, ask for traps, throw up a picture of yourself, ask anybody if they'll fuck you, and you will probably get 20 of them if you ask for pics. They're all very effeminate, but they're dudes. They don't try to be chicks, really. So it's kind of a thing.
This experiment has already happened. See, I went on a little thing called OkCupid and put up my pics and went looking for women.
Well, I'm not saying do it to do it. I'm just saying do it to see what a trap is.
Did I ever tell you about my OkCupid story?
No, but I have a feeling you will.
All the women around here are basically sluts and garbage.
Yep.
So I didn't go for any of the women. I did try to date one who was a little bit in the hefty side because only girls who would talk to me were fat. And, yeah, the one I tried to date, well, yeah, she wanted to talk online and never meet in real life. We met in real life like once or twice. She was garbage. She basically got drunk once. I pretended to be asleep, and then she told her friend that she's only been laid twice, but she probably has a venereal disease because the dude she banged was so nasty. Yeah. So anyways, everybody else I met on OkCupid wouldn't even, like, after, like, the second or third message, like, they'd be talking to me, and all of a sudden they wouldn't reply, or they never wanted to meet me in real life. And then it got to the point where I wouldn't go for 90% of the women they threw at me on OkCupid, and then, which is a dating website for those of you Europeans or whatever. And freaking
You fucking Europeans.
I didn't mean it like that.
Okay. Apparently, trap can just be straight up any transsexual and or crossdresser.
Okay, well, anyways, since I didn't go for most of the women on OkCupid, and then the few I did try to talk to and it didn't work out and whatnot, there was like a year I just didn't even bother to go on there anymore or whatever, or just didn't bother with it. And all of a sudden, OkCupid started sending me gay dudes profiles because they must have thought they. And here's the thing: they must have some algorithm, or somebody in a cubicle somewhere that looks at profiles is like, well, this person tried to meet people on here and it didn't work out, you know. And he tried to talk to all these women. Oh well, things didn't work out with him and women. Oh wow,
dudes,
he must be gay. So he started sending me gay profiles, and at first I was offended, but I was like, don't be a homophobe. You know, who cares? What are they? You know, who cares? Well, then guess what? I quit going on there at all. A year later, guess what it sent me?
What?
Lesbian profiles. It started sending me lesbian profiles, and I went on like MySpace and Facebook.
Straight chicks don't do it.
And I just started bitching. I was like, clearly the AI, the HAL in the computer basement is fucking gone mad or just a fucking retard. And fucking OkCupid is like, most likely lesbian. Although, to be fair, I am trying to date a lesbian right now, which is a whole other story, which I will not talk about on air per se. And maybe that computer's smarter than it fucking looked.
Or maybe it was dumber than it looked.
That computer could predict the future somehow.
It's called guessing?
Anyways. No, if I put my picture, 99% of the time I put my picture online, nobody's going to offer to bang me, dude. People are going to be like, oh my god, it's photographic evidence of Yeti.
Have you been on...
That's what they're going to see when they see a picture of me.
Okay, have you been on 4chan?
I've looked at it
Have you gone to Soch?
What is Soch?
It's
the social?
It's the social. It's /SOC, Soch.
Okay.
Well, let's see. There's everyone post pics, everyone rate them. There's also a bunch of bear threads on there lately.
Oh yeah. If I was gay, I would definitely qualify as being a bear, and I would be raking it in.
Let's see. There's Asians. There's husky men.
There's Gaysians.
Nazis.
Nazis? Wow.
Yep, Nazis.
There's the Nazi dating service.
Oh no, Canadian hookup thread. But there's a red swastika on there instead. Funny.
Wow, Canadian Nazis.
Amazon wishlist thread. There's people that just complain. There's people that talk about their crushes. Crush threads are pretty common.
Oh my god.
What do you mean?
I would not go on 4chan and share.
Can we please get a girl to show her tits and let's have some?
Oh boy, the Husky Men thread.
Find something.
I just passed through the Husky Men thread.
Nobody came.
What? They all look like us.
They all look like us, and they had their cocks out.
Oh,
chubby
Lord.
Girls.
I didn't actually click on it. It's just like the preview.
Oh, there's somebody's doing a Would You Rather game on there. Patrick riding a seahorse. Age gap hookup.
Oh, that's creepy.
Maybe you could get some young chick. Still legal, but some young chick. Worked for
the lesbian
Jason
is quite a bit younger than me, yet legal, and we'll not discuss this. Let's quit talking about this.
That's a very specific denial. That's kind of funny. There's a North Carolina thread, Men of Soch thread, show your butt. Hooker thread.
I'm sure the listeners really
white
care
guys,
about
non-white girls in this thread.
Here's the thing. Why would you go on
Tumblr.
4chan of all places
Oh,
and
hey.
share anything remotely personal?
Gay thread. Oh, there's
Well,
a
they're
crash
not
thread.
identifying themselves directly.
I know, but still, like,
Ask a girl who
it's
got
such a
engaged
vicious
last night.
place.
Anything.
You know what I mean? Like,
Really, only B is the vicious place, and it's all sort of contained within B. Yeah.
It really is.
B is, yeah,
Random.
B is where all
That's
the
the-
bad shit goes down.
It's like the Wild West.
Yeah.
no, you mean it's like Kosovo?
It's like Somalian coast.
It's like
It's like Mad Max.
Oh, hey!
It's
Trans
like
thread. Traps welcome.
Oh, that's funny. There's a girl with an obvious girl with a
Mustache.
Mario mustache.
But.
Hilarious.
Well,
or for
here, let's go
our
deeper.
most favorite country in the world, Chechnya.
Is that a country?
No, I meant the country that Chechnya is in.
Right.
Yes. What to talk about now?
I don't know. I just started
Wait.
looking at things.
Did you hear that?
What?
Stay really quiet. You can hear that. That's Vladimir Putin judo throwing a guy onto a floor. I can hear the smack all the way from here.
It's like the shockwave.
Yep.
Lol, I'm a girl, but I love fucking girls with my girly dick.
What I want to know is who's the fucking assholes that every time I try and look up one of my favorite female comic book characters, there's somebody who drew every one of my favorite female
that
comic book
guy.
characters with a
I
dick.
don't remember.
Wait,
what that
I swear to God,
guy's
it's gotta be
name
one
is.
guy on the internet.
I'm
It's
pretty
one
sure.
guy.
I'm pretty sure Josh would know. Apathy Tommy would know.
No way. I know of the guy. I know his line work, but I don't know what his name is.
Who draws the dick girls?
Yeah, well, because I don't like his style. His style is
Full of
odd.
dicks?
It's well.
He doesn't mind the dicks.
It's the rest of the guy's art that pisses
No.
him off.
Yeah, actually, it is. It's,
Hey, who is this guy? Let's call him
I
out.
don't-
Let's invite him on a remote mobile on the show.
He's apparently like an old guy. If
Wait, so he's an old guy drawing pictures of comic book girls with dicks?
You, sir, are the Rob
Here, there you
Leffield.
go. There's a trap.
Yeah, get that away from me. Anyways,
What the hell? No, don't let him punch my iPad.
Boom! Explodes.
Yeah.
I explode too.
It'll be like that one video where the guy got shocked by the shock video and he punches through the LCD screen.
no. See, here's the deal. You know what pisses me off about stuff like that is I actually think that women with muscles are attractive. Not like the giant
reasonably.
female bodybuilders where they're taking roids and they're turning into a man. That shit's gross.
Yeah.
Like China from WWE.
What's funny is that
No,
even
like
such
fitness
people
girls.
don't enjoy them most
No,
of
like
the time.
fitness girls. Fitness girls are all ripped, and that's hot, you know? And it's like, here's the thing, is since I like girls with muscles, I've learned that if I ever see a girl with muscles online, I better check for her dick first. Because it's the internet.
I don't know what should I search for. Because I put in DC Heroes, Dicks, Art, and I get all things about Nightwing.
No. Here's what you do. Look up any female superhero. You go to do an image search,
His
and you'll
safe
find
search
a
is
picture
on.
of her
Can I
with a
turn your
dick.
safe search off?
Why is it on?
I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
is. It is on.
I guess it's on by default. Go ahead and shut that off.
Who should... Power Girl. No,
Oh,
no, not Power
Mr.
Girl.
Moral Majority here has his safe search on.
Okay, Supergirl. I know that for a fact that
Oh,
there's
yeah.
quite a bit
Weren't
of
we going
her.
to talk about the Occupy shit?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about
Wait, we were
Occupy.
going to talk about a lot of shit. Really quickly. Because we said in the car, hey, we should be recording this. And you're like, oh, I can remember it.
Oh, my whole bit as
The Pegasus.
The Pegasista.
Yeah.
Recently online, I was reading something where they mentioned
That's
My
actually a
Little
really
Pony.
impressive cosplay.
I was reading something about My Little Pony, and they were talking about how, like, well, they said, oh, this is a shout out to the Bronies and the Pegasisters. And I just immediately was like, oh, there is a term for female My Little Pony fans now. And I was like, that's kind of cool. I appreciate that. And I was telling these guys about it, and I didn't say Pegasister, I said Pegasista. And so they immediately were like, oh, like a black Pegasister? And immediately I just thought of this zebra who, you know, was just all... went all Medea and was all like, you know, and I was doing this in the SUV while we were driving to the truck stop earlier to buy a Slim Jim to break into this dude's car. But anyways, I did this whole bit where I just launched into, let's see if I can do it. Pegasus is doing it for themselves. Don't make a zebra take her horseshoes off, girl. I will pluck out a feather out of my wings, squeeze an octopus to death, write in the ink the declaration of kicking your teeth in, bitch.
I just find that panel funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought that was hilarious too. I don't remember what that comic is, but I like that
I like
artist.
that panel.
So what, you talked about bitch pudding and bitch...
Yeah, the Pega Soul sister I was going to call bitch police.
And then her sister, bitch pudding.
That's all on you.
I just love the name bitch pudding.
I imagine she's a zebra with like, you know what I mean? Like
a flying zebra.
Yeah, a zebra Pegasi.
Oh, is this
That'd be
the same
actually
guy?
pretty cool. Somebody draw that. If anybody's still listening.
Great, now I have a fandom character.
Yup. Ha ha!
You have a fan OC pony.
How did that happen?
No, I just need to come up with one. You need to come up with one.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I'll
No,
do
we
it
don't.
next week
Next week,
if I feel like it.
when we actually have pony shit to talk about.
If I can actually get back into my car, I will be glad to make a pony.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we need to come up with artwork. I could probably do it. Shitty artwork.
I kind of wanted to not talk about it. Then we can just like, you know, shove it up randomly on like the Twitter feed and shit.
Well, I can always it out.
That is true.
If
Be like
so
the
we're
one.
gonna do and next week coming up we had this cool idea.
Waiting out for.
Yeah.
Oh, you
It'd
should
just be like.
start
It'd just be
censoring
like we
everything.
talked about like fucking dick.
Actually,
girls
what you
and-
could do is you can't you take another sound clip and post it over those.
You're like
So we do this whole thing like we started our own other site about dick windmills, and yeah, we're gonna write all this stuff. We're gonna do all this fan content for windmills of dicks and .com and
windmillsofdicks.com.
Google it. I bet it exists.
I'm starting to find the dick girl guy.
How could you not find it? I didn't even go looking for it, and all of a sudden it's like here's every female superhero you ever liked.
Dude,
Bam, with a penis.
I'm on a tablet. It's a little bit harder.
I don't even understand what that means.
I can't explain it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Fuck you! I'm putting my soup in the microwave.
Fine.
Is there any more to talk about?
Yeah,
We
probably.
could talk about Occupy Wall Street, which.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if I want to get into that because. Oh, God.
Yeah, because the store closes in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
I can't think of any.
I'm just really distracted on trying to break into my own damn car.
Yeah, because you locked yourself out like an idiot. And we went and bought a lockpicking kit and it didn't work.
Well, at least now I've got one, I guess.
Or I could do a dramatic reading of Ask Little Miss Rarity.
You could.
Yeah. She does talk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look it up. This is so interesting.
Your face!
Yeah, that sucks. What the hell kind of podcast just has one person? Fucking.
That's what I just say.
We're done. Well, we only had 3 people for most of this, and then we had the 4th show up for a little while, and then
He took off.
occasionally this podcast has been down to like 2 or 1 people in the room, just like dirt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't really have any pony related stuff to talk about, so we're just coming up with shit out of our asses.
The thing is to me the big elephant in the room this week has been Occupy Wall Street, which
Yeah, let's get started on that. We got 40 minutes.
well, if anybody has heard any of my rest of my political commentary, you know I'm like totally behind what they're doing, and I totally agree. And I'm really pissed off that the media isn't barely hardly covering it. The media's been lying, or usually has information like a week out of date. You know what I mean? And yeah. And I don't like what a lot of the right-wing media has been saying about them, and I totally support what they're doing. I think there needs to be more of it. And there's a local group trying to do it here in Sioux Falls, and Actually, I had to work the day they started, and I'm actually kind of half afraid to go down there because if I see cops pepper spraying people, I'm going to pepper spray back. And I got shit to do. I don't need to be in jail, but I totally agree with what they're doing.
But one thing I have to say, I think is what most people are saying is that I want to support them. I really do. And I am perfectly willing to support them, but it seems like they don't have a focus.
Well, now, that's something that the mainstream media was saying that, well, they don't have any demands. Well, no, they actually, like, within the first week, sat down and had everybody, like, let's vote on this. Like, people throw up ideas. What are our demands going to be? Let's discuss it. Let's vote on it. In fact, if you go on Occupy Sioux Falls on Facebook, you can see they have guidelines for how your committees are supposed to actually decide on these things and discuss it. And basically, the Occupy Wall Street, within like a week or two, had a list of 10 demands up. And the media, like, that very day, that very night, was saying they didn't. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. And you can look it up. Most of their demands are just kind of symbolic more. The one I appreciated was one of their demands was they need to get rid of that law that says that corporations are people and have the rights as people.
I'm totally for that. I'm totally for getting
So
rid
yeah,
of
not
that.
everything they're discussing or talking about is all crazy talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
So, I think what might help out some people, because there could be, I mean, of course, we've got bronies overseas and stuff who may not understand exactly what's going on.
Well, I think a lot of our fans overseas understand what's going on a lot better than we do here as Americans, because if you've watched the news and followed politics for the last several decades, people in other countries, when shit gets too bad, they fucking go protest, and that usually turns into a riot. I mean, here in America, we haven't done shit like this since what, the 60s? I mean, Americans just haven't gone to the streets like this in fucking decades. It's just like we just bend over and take it. Where it seems like the rest of the world, it's like we'll get to a point where they're like, no. You know? And in fact, I'm proud that Americans are finally, I think it's maybe too little too late, but it's about goddamn time something was done.
So in case you don't know, it's basically what happens in France, what happens in Russia, what happens in Germany, is starting to happen here, which I think is a great thing.
Well, all the media is basically saying the Arab Spring, where, you know, you had all these...
Yeah, I think most people know what the Arab Spring is.
Well, they're claiming this is the American Autumn. That's what they're calling it in the media, which is like, oh, you gave it a name, media. How cute. You like to name things. You're like Adam and Eve. God gave you a bunch of little furry friends. Little critter friends, you know what I mean? And then you got to name them, you know what I mean?
Reminds me of the Adam and Steve
Well,
robot
you know what it is?
sketch.
It's like some guy kills two people, and next thing you know, the media gives him a name. Next thing you know, the guy's a fucking serial killer. You know what I mean? It's like, thanks.
Yeah. But
You mean a multiple murderer?
Oh, sweet Jesus. Seriously?
No.
I'm going to make that wall taller.
But okay, one
Have to install some soundproofing.
Occupy. I
I'll
think
eventually just be in another room.
one Occupy. I think I could really comment on just because I heard so much about it from actual like Twitter feeds and from like Portland Sucks, because Portland Sucks actually went down and sort of was with them for several hours. Occupy Portland. Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Maine. Though I think there is a Portland, Maine Occupy.
Occupy the other Portland.
Yeah, we're talking about the big Portland that everybody cares about that has its own TV show.
B-Town.
Yeah. PDX. They went down there,
North Portland, holla.
and what they felt was that most of the 99% were the college kids. From what they saw, they went down expecting, and this is what I expect from Occupy, is to find like men and women, you know, at least out of college, who look like they've been working their ass off and just really got fucked, you know, for whatever reasons. And what they found in Occupy Portland was mostly college students who obviously didn't look like they did not work a day in their lives. They didn't look like you or me. They looked like, you know, the people out there. No offense to them out there, but they looked like they were in college and never really did any more work than work espresso machine or fry later.
The thing is, though, is say they've never worked. Like, many of them are aware that they're going to graduate with tons of debt.
And not have a job.
Yeah. So
Which
they have
is
a reason to be
probably
pissed.
why they're protesting this time.
Also, the college students were a big part of what started Occupy Wall Street. Canadian activists were, Michael Moore is involved. They've all been down there. Celebrities showed up. Thing is, the New York trade unions, you got union guys now marching with them. And bringing them food and
Which is
and
what I
water and
like.
stuff.
Which is what I like to see, because that's what I came to understand what Occupy Wall Street was supposed to be. Was supposed to be people like me, like you, who are just fed up with the way everything is ran these days, about how somehow a corporation that is not alive in any tangible sense, that is basically a group of hundreds or thousands of people, can have the same rights and same benefits that I get, and actually get more than I can get, even though it's not human. Well, not
Yeah,
it's not living.
if your life gets messed up, and say you're like a black lady, a black single mom, and you have to go on welfare.
What about black single dads?
What black single dads?
It seems like black.
I know I made the joke. I'm
It-
sorry.
It
sorry.
seems like black welfare moms are like the boogeyman in the woods that the Republicans and the right wing and a lot of the media keep bitching about.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're parasites in our society. They don't work for a living. They're just taking our tax dollars. Well, wait a minute. We spend way more every year on corporate welfare than we do on regular welfare. And the way corporate welfare works is, yeah, if you run your business into the ground, all those rules and all those ideals of capitalism that they espouse don't actually turn out to be true. No. If you fuck everything up in your business, and you got a big business, you're going to run to government and ask for a bailout because, oh, well, you don't bail me out, my company's going to go down, and I'm going to have to freaking fire all these people, and then you're going to have our unemployment go up, and American jobs are going to be going away. Yeah, guess what? A lot of these fuckers that got the bailouts, before, during, and after the bailouts, man, they freaking fired all their American workers to hire foreign labor, and basically what they did was, some Mexican didn't steal my job. They're basically making people in third world countries do twice the hours for half the safety and half the pay of us. And it's like, where were these jobs you were supposedly saving? It's like, well, I'm a jobs creator. And I've been on a couple of flame wars recently on Facebook with some conservatives, and my whole thing is that, they're all lazy college students, right? And they all, and I've been hearing a lot of stupid shit where these guys were saying that, all these protesters are basically kids that picked the wrong thing to study in school. And I'm like, okay, say they're not all lazy and they don't all want to go on welfare. Say some of them actually do want jobs. Where the fuck are these jobs? Where are they? What are they supposed to fucking do? You know? And I'm sorry, I don't get mad at a welfare mom who asks for a little bit of money. I get mad at the corporate guy who asks for billions, and then his company just makes things worse. And I love how, too, they're all like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how this country works. If you don't buy medical insurance and you get sick, you should die. If you kill somebody, the state should kill you. All these things like where it's like, this is a harsh world. You should take care of yourself and your self-responsibility. And, but wait, I ran my business into the ground. Daddy, come help me. Bail me out. I wrecked a car. It's like, fuck you. They're the biggest hypocrites in the world.
That's such an archaic way of thinking, too, because that sounds like talk you would hear, like, in the Roman Empire or in, like, medieval Europe.
Actually, a lot of it comes from, say, the era of the robber barons in the late 19th century.
That made sense. Unions were necessary.
Yeah, where you actually... Do you think that the unions are coming into this because it makes them feel... It harkens
useful
back,
again?
Yeah, it harkens back to when they were actually
needed.
Because if they weren't there, people would die, and then nothing would be done.
Well, that's what pisses me off. Is that people are like, the whole unions are the whole reason this country went in the shitter. It's like, really? It's like, yeah, they protected. They bitch about teachers unions because apparently you can work for 3 years and keep your job forever or whatnot. And it's like, politicians aren't too far off from that.
I should become.
And here's the whole thing: is it's like you can blame the unions for whatever, but if it weren't for unions, you'd still be working 14-hour days. There'd still be child labor. Mm-hmm. There'd be no such thing as OSHA, which is a labor safety department. You know what I mean? Like read up on Appalachian coal mines. Union strikers died for these rights. The U.S. Army was called out to back up the local cops and were shooting fucking people.
Yeah, this is a part of history you won't hear too much about. Look up like the Appalachian coal mine
Those of us who are American
riots.
and raised in America's public education system, we
Well,
were not
never-
told any of this. Read up on all the times in this country that our own government has shot us, like the bonus army. You know, you hear
Yeah.
about Kent State. Yeah, that was 4 college students. Read up on the bonus army and friggin' like, you know, the army shooting people. And
Yeah, that was
during
like
Appalachian.
300,000 World War I veterans.
Read about the Pinkertons and
Yeah, but oh shit, I lost my train of thought.
well, here's the thing: is I think Dave here is totally right about robber barons and all. That's what I've been thinking about lately. Is go back and read stuff from like the early 1900s, like you know up until like the Great Depression. Is you know like read stuff from here in America. You read comic books, newspapers, anything at the time. They were bitching about like robber barons and these guys trying to make like monopolies. Like one guy, you know, read about the Rockefellers and all that. And the thing is the average person, even Republicans back then, hated those fuckers because they're like capitalism's supposed to be about competition, and it's like one guy. What?
Well, free capabilities.
Well, I
it's not
think.
just
Well,
the
one thing I
market.
think that all these people who are against Occupy Wall Street should do is go read Wealth of Nations, because that's considered the de facto book on capitalism. Sort of like how the Communist Manifesto is sort of like,
Mao's Little Red Book,
yeah,
or anything by Marx.
are the books of communism. Wealth of Nations is sort of the book of capitalism. I forgot who wrote it. Adam Smith wrote
Yeah,
it. If they go back and actually read that book, it espouses some pretty socialist ideas
well, of course.
for
Well,
capitalism.
Look at the Obama quoting Reagan against the Republicans now. It's like Reagan would have been a commie to them now. Plus, you know, they're all supposedly Jesus freaks, but they don't follow anything remotely at all that Jesus taught.
Well, the biggest thing that, you know, how there's certain lines in that Lenin and Marx said, you know, regarding communism. The biggest line that Adam Smith said is that if a job's not worth paying a decent wage for, then it's not worth doing. And I think that the capitalists...
That goes back to something I said years ago. I had my own economic theory, which stated that you should only work at your job as hard as you're paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now one thing that look up a social thing called. There was actually a book on this called Social Darwinism.
I've heard about this before.
Yeah, and you got a computer there. You look up like Wikipedia, Social Darwinism.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, emerged in the 1870s, applied Darwinian evolution to sociology and politics.
Listen to
That
some-
actually sounds pretty messed up.
Yeah, read that through, and then how to put it, for all the fact that these people are claiming to be anti-Darwin and anti-evolution because of their born-againism, they basically are following.
Yeah, the strong shall survive, the strong shall rule.
This sounds a lot like Vienna School of Economics. If you've ever read about that nightmare.
I'm not sure.
So go look up the Vienna School of Economics, and there are actually people who follow that. It's like the worst, most brutal. It's
Well, you know what? Here's my whole thing. If they really truly want to follow what they claim capitalism is and what they claim a free society is, no bailouts for corporations.
Well, yeah.
If you want to get rid of welfare, no corporate welfare. It's done. It's over.
Oh, it's
I
really,
mean, well, the Vienna School of Economics is almost like it should have been written by Machiavelli.
yeah.
That's
He
how
gets
brutal.
a bum rap though.
Now that is
What?
one of the books I've
Machiavelli?
read. Is the Prince
Well, I
by
mean-
Niccolo Machiavelli. I have read.
Well,
that.
the Prince. I mean that
Yeah, no.
the Prince should only be applied in certain situations. You know, the Prince is a tool that should. It's sort of like a nuclear bomb. That's how I feel the Prince is.
There's a lot of really dark things of there's a lot of things that he says in the Prince, Niccolo Machiavelli, that's pretty dark. Like things that
should be done in certain situations.
You read things and you're like, this guy's a supervillain. This guy's not a good guy. You read the book, and you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of reading the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of this stuff reminds me of.
Well,
Well, and the biggest thing about the Prince was that he never intended people like you or me to read it. Us common folk were never supposed to read it. we've read it and we know how dark it is because he espouses a lot of shit that in certain situations would have to be done, but the common people should never know about it.
Well, actually, it's a misfit because he wrote another work called about republics.
Yeah.
And it's actually a multi-volume work, like a set of encyclopedias.
Okay.
And that was his comment about how republics should do things. How
Okay.
close. His Prince is like a little pamphlet. You've seen it.
I've read it.
Yeah,
It's thin. It's. In
And
fact, I
that's
may
it.
have a copy I can bring here.
Yeah, and that is that's all you need to do to run a tyranny.
Or
In a certain
run a
situation.
monarchy, basically.
Well, he was imprisoned when he wrote that. It was against the people that imprisoned him.
yeah, and
Yeah, it was against the people. It was for the people who we wanted in power.
and there's also some anger against women in there, which is kind of funny. But
You're talking
Everybody needs to be angry against women. They're crazy.
Dave, you're talking about the discourses on living.
I think that might have been it.
It's a 10 book volume that he wrote. He
It
wrote
was about
around.
the Roman Republic.
Yeah. It was a. The Prince was a short digest, and then the discourses were a commentary on ancient Rome.
one of the things he said in The Prince that I actually appreciated is that if you have too powerful of a pope, you don't have control over your own country.
Oh yeah, that I remember. That actually got him into a lot of trouble.
Oh, I'm sure. But somebody should send that to Obama. It's like, you need to have your secret committee sign some assassination orders and send some drones after the Pope, Tom Cruise, Mitt Romney, all them motherfuckers. You need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, have you heard about that? You know that Obama he passed a law that makes it legal for him to sign assassination orders even against U.S. citizens.
Really?
Yeah,
That's how he went after that one guy.
terrorist,
Yeah.
even though he was overseas. But I mean,
Yeah, even though he's an evil person,
yeah.
I'm glad he's dead, but it's still
well, here's the way I look at that. Is from what I've seen of the evidence, that guy was a terrorist. You know, he did kill innocent people or ordered it. He was a bad person. You know what? Fuck going in and getting him, with a Navy SEAL team, bringing him back and putting him on trial. Fuck it. Send a drone, kill him. Good. End of story. Cheap, nice, clean, efficient way. Here's what pisses me off of what is capable of that law. Before that law, when George Bush was running the Patriot Act and all that bullcrap right after 9/11, there's a lot of people in this country, mostly Arab, who got arrested because their cousin was like the third cousin of freaking one of the 9/11 hijackers. And there's people who sat in this country in Guantanamo, who sat in a fucking military jail for like close to a decade without getting a trial, and they had lawyers go like, "Well, I want to. This guy's innocent. His family came and got me. I'm going to prove he's innocent. Let's put him on trial, and we can prove him innocent and get him freed." And the U.S. government was like, "Nope, because any evidence that comes up will ruin our intelligence operations." So he can't even get a trial to prove himself innocent. And I remember when all was happening, I have somewhere at home from like right around that time, the freaking Soldier of Fortune magazine, which is about as right wing as you can get, had a whole article about how if you're taking away people's right to a trial, that's one of the basic tenets of freedom and democracy. And what the fuck are we fighting for if you take that away? Like George Bush and the Patriot Act and all that bull crap, Guantanamo, all that crap was so right-wing. Even Soldier of Fortune magazine was like, whoa, hold up.
Yeah.
We may back mercenaries to back apartheid in South Africa. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge in the back of our magazine. You know, we got a little Craigslist ad back there that nobody wants to talk about. Like, yeah, go become a man in Rhodesia. Look it up. I'm not kidding. It happened.
I know.
And the thing is but even
now
were
now
like,
they have advertisements in the back of there going, "Go mercenary for fucking Gaddafi now."
He probably plays well.
He probably does because
actually,
he's still got
most of those guys real recently skipped the country. We're all like, we got one of our last paychecks. Let's make it's like if you were working at McDonald's and like part of the building was on fire and that fire was getting bigger.
Well, I got my jacket.
Yeah, you got your last paycheck and then you saw that like somebody's gonna come drive a tank through the McDonald's. It's already on fire, and you got your last paycheck. It's like, well, we could stay and get one more paycheck out of this deal. It's like, no, fuck this McDonald's.
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's a good thing that his the cities he's in right now, he like built to be like the capital of Africa once he took over the entire continent. It's like, yeah, it's a good thing that's on the it's right on the coast.
I will say this though is just in case, because Gaddafi's still out there. We haven't caught him, right?
No, he's still out there somewhere.
There's still like this. I can't remember the name of the city.
Sirte.
Sirte. Yeah, Sirte. I think the rebels are having an extremely hard time because that city was built by Gaddafi and all of his supporters live there. Okay. So the rebels are having extremely... Well, we can't call them rebels. I don't think we should call them rebels anymore. They're the transitional government.
Yeah.
They're the legitimate government of Libya now.
Yeah, plus there's also one other fortress in the middle of the desert, Mr. Matru, I think.
I think that one was taken out. I have to... Wikipedia keeps an updated map of what's in control.
Look, yeah, it's down there.
Well, I was just going to say that, like, he had like a personal bodyguard of like Swedish blonde ladies that knew karate and were all like nurses, like trained like combat medics or whatever. The dude's like a freaking James Bond villain. Just in case Gaddafi's out there somewhere and he's a My Little Pony fan and he's listening, which I know is like a real long shot. Thank you for not being a boring supervillain like Saddam Hussein or freaking what's his name?
The Syrian.
Any of them. Who's the one the Navy SEALs killed recently? Supposedly, allegedly, Bin Laden.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, great. A, devout Muslim bad guy. Oh, wonderful. That's a boring lair. No leopards, no elaborate, sharks with lasers on their heads, death traps,
Did he have porn, though?
I don't believe that. No, seriously, I don't believe that. They claim they found a huge stash of porn in his place. I don't buy it in the least. In fact, I looked it up. Because I wanted to see pictures of this.
Well, I wanted to see pictures of it. Period.
What, the porn?
No. Here's the thing. Well, no. Here's the thing. Is I noticed a pattern myself. Every time we kill one of these super bad guys, they claim all this stuff about them. Actually, what got me started on this is I watched.
There was like pony fetish.
No. There was a '90s movie about who's the guy in Panama? Noriega.
Yeah.
And there was a '90s movie about him I recorded recently. It was on cable. And I watched it, and I think like Bob Hoskins or somebody played him, right? And I was watching it, and in that movie, they make a lot of hints that he was bisexual. And I was like, I've never heard about this ever before. And in fact, one of my martial arts instructors was in Panama for that war, and he never mentioned any... Of course, not that he personally judo chopped Noriega in the neck while he was whacking off to a freaking, lads magazine.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Best story ever.
Judo chop!
This one time I used this move on Noriega. Caught him mid-stroke, right in the back of the clavicle. Anyways.
Damn.
No, here's the deal. So I looked it up. I looked it up online, and I went, okay, where's this crap about Noriega being bi? I've never heard this. And I looked it up, and I found an article that some conspiracy theorist wrote, and I totally agree with the guy. Every once in a while, they don't sound like crazies, which is scary. And he basically talked about how, they claimed Bin Laden had a bunch of pornography. They claimed Noriega had a whole office full of pornography. And what was it? Saddam, the spider hole. And this guy basically went through all this stuff about how one of Noriega's personal friends who shared an office with him said, no, they arrested him at our office, and there was nothing there but a desk and a chair. That's it. Like, where was all this pornography? There's no place to store it. It wasn't even in the desk. Like,
he had an iPod full of it.
No, this is like back in the 90s, dude. It's bullcrap. And then he talked about how, like, Saddam getting yanked out of that spider hole. That's a bullshit story. They caught him 2 days before at his buddy's house, and they actually... like, set up and did a photo shoot for all that stuff where they freaking had him getting yanked out of a spider hole. That's all bullshit. And they talked about how, like, Bin Laden, they were like, I don't know. The guy basically said, I don't know if he had a stack of pornography. He goes, I doubt it, because it seems like our country likes to, we like our supervillains to be also sexual deviants. You know what I mean? And it's like an extra little insult.
So what is he going to do? It's like he's got a stack of Betty Page magazines. Is that what it's going to be? Because that'll just make him more popular. I mean, really?
All of a sudden, hipsters
God.
join Al Qaeda.
I would have built a bomb if I really cared.
All of a sudden, rockabilly and psychobilly dudes are making their roadsters into car bombs.
They're all wearing fedoras and shit now instead of turbans.
What a great alternate timeline he just wrote.
That'll be a comic book right there. Dude's beard, wax the mustache.
Wow, while you guys have been talking, I've been reading about the Libyan Civil War, and
while you've been talking, I've been knowledging.
Yeah. It's like the way China's been acting. The People's Republic of China, they had 30,000 Chinese nationals there. Mm-hmm. They evacuated every single one within like a couple weeks, and now they're coming back saying, "Oh, we're ready to play an active role in Libya's reconstruction now."
From China?
Yeah. they're doing what they do and what they've been doing in.
Well, yeah,
and-
because China did that kind of shit in Darfur too. That worked out. That worked out.
Well,
great
no,
for everybody.
they're doing it a lot smarter now. They're like, they've been doing it in the Pacific Rim with all the island nations, and also in sub-Saharan Africa. They just come in with a ton of money and just work on the infrastructure, and they just say, "Oh, come in, we'll do all this stuff for you. Just disavow Taiwan and Tibet."
Well, of course, that's always the demand.
Yeah, but I don't know. If you were in their position, what would you say? Let's say you were Botswana.
Well, pretty soon, with China owning us and all, we might have to just give in to demands.
Well, my whole thing is I think that as much as China owes us, we owe them too.
Well, we own most of Africa in that case.
Well, we own Mexico in debt, if you want to get technical about it.
So then we could just give China Mexico and see if we can't call it good.
Well, from what I heard
I'm sorry, when you said that, I imagined wire fu guys fighting luchadors midair.
That
I was
would be
like,
awesome.
and I imagined it. Well, actually, it's already happened.
Oh, really?
Have you been to a Chinese buffet recently?
No.
Yeah, if you've been to a Chinese buffet in the last 5 years, and you happen to be sitting when someone goes in the back and you see the door open, there's no Chinese guys back there cooking food. It's a bunch of Mexicans.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. If you get to see the wizard's curtain pulled back and you see the tiny little guy that's actually the Wizard of Oz, all that great Chinese food, it's cooked by Mexicans. It's not Chinese food. That's why when you go to a Chinese buffet, there's always at least one dish that's like Mexican chicken. And it's like, what the fuck? How the fuck? Hey, what the hell? It's a con job. It already happened. Too
Can
late.
I help you?
No, I thought I'd listen in on it.
Oh, okay, all right. But no, now I know we do have a handful of Chinese listeners. The problem with listen is it doesn't say whether they are People's Republic or just Republic of China.
Yeah.
So
If
I don't
you
know.
have Chinese listeners, they're probably listening to this on the down low because this shit probably isn't like cleared by the official.
Well, I doubt the official Chinese government even cares about this yet.
They talk about My Little Pony. What could they possibly
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's some freaking American Yeti ranting about anarchy. You know what I mean? Like,
American
A
Yeti
Chinese
with-
censor in Shanghai or Beijing in the Bureau of what do they call it? Public interest.
Big Brother.
Hey,
Public safety.
We're a double plus ungood. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oceania has always been at war with.
Hey, Chinese censor who's listening to this, who's getting ready to put us under the national firewall, send us an email.
Oh yeah, no, that would be awesome.
No, seriously, if you work for the Chinese censor, send us an email. Tell us who your favorite pony is.
I'm sure a lot of people would actually dig knowing.
Yeah, I'd love to actually talk to a censor and be like, yeah, I know you're about to block us from your country, but let's get to know each other.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Well, you might be blocked, but you're blocking it, so you have
we'll
to
have at
seen
least
to
one
select or to
listener.
block it.
The Arab Spring was organized on a dating webs. Okay, what's supposed to?
Yeah, it was organized on Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, well, everything's organized on Facebook.
But they don't have Facebook or Twitter in China. They have QQ.
QQ is awesome, and it actually has an actual monetary currency now.
Yeah, what really surprised me is how many.
Second Life?
No, QQ. No.
They came up with their own points for doing shit, and you could, do.
QQ is basically the Chinese Facebook and Twitter, and it actually has 500 million users. It is the second largest social network that almost nobody outside China knows about.
I know about it only because I talked to a bunch of Chinese chicks, and they're all like, "Do you have QQ?" And I'm like, "What's that?"
I only know about it because of XKCD.
Where do you meet Chinese women online?
Don't ask.
But no, my opinion's on. I don't know which China listens to us because it just says China. But I don't know. My opinion is I think it's all right that People's Republic of China has Tibet.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly cool with it, and I think they should respect Taiwan's sovereignty.
Oh, the tea in China.
And they also should quit doing what they're doing in Hong Kong.
What are they doing in Hong Kong?
Crappy action.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, nobody needs those except Dan.
So anyways, actually, in the 90s, the it was considered the best action movies all came out of Hong Kong, and that's why Hollywood tried to hire all those people away and copy them.
Yep.
Which they didn't do too good of a job of.
No.
There's a couple of movies they did it right. Most of them they didn't. That's worthy of an episode just by itself. Me talking about Hong Kong cinema.
Oh, we gotta get a rant of you just talking about that.
Rant? What are you talking about? I actually love Hong Kong cinema.
No,
What's there to
no.
rant about?
No, but I'm saying you could go into like 20 minutes of it just by
Oh
yourself.
yeah, for 20. I go for longer than that.
There you go.
No, but what's going on?
I could have like a sting
A
in the
mini-series?
police, a sting in the police, freaking tantric sex 8-hour session just about Hong Kong cinema.
Can you hold up to 8 hours?
Anyways,
Oh god. No, but what's going on in Hong
well,
Kong?
has anybody heard news out of Hong Kong in
No.
like forever? Here's the deal. Back in '97, Hong Kong reverted to Chinese rule, right?
Yeah.
It was owned by the British. They had a
Yeah,
treaty.
yeah.
You'll give it back
Yeah.
in '97. And everybody's like, oh, it's communist again. No. That treaty
Yeah.
said it was not to be turned communist until 2040.
Yeah.
Well,
2045 actually.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
there you go.
Ah, great. Yeah, never mind.
Learn
Anyways.
something new.
Well,
Well,
I
here's-
mean, yeah, you haven't heard a whole lot of news out of.
Well, here's the thing. Like a year later, I'm reading all this stuff about they rolled the Chinese army in, and they started already cracking down. And they started like saying, "Oh, you can't say this. You can't show this on TV. You can't do this." It's like, wait a minute. It's not supposed to be communism.
So the Brits should have gone back in.
Yeah. That would have been World War III. You know, and basically over a country that supplied the world with all of its freaking pirated goods. The thing is all pirated. Hong Kong used to be like the mecca of knockoffs.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie from the 90s called, it actually might be early 2000s, called Knockoff, where he's a knockoff artist in Hong
Really?
Kong, making people fake jeans and action figures and stuff. Here's the thing, though. China's known for that now. I think a lot of what happened was a lot of these Hong Kong knockoff artists, now that they have the bigger business world of China, they made some deals with a bunch of factories. In fact, I think what might have happened is, this is a personal theory. I have no evidence of this whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised if Chinese intelligence went in, scooped up some of these black marketeers, and are basically like,
Make us something good.
you work for us now. You're going to go work for this factory in China, and you're going to help undermine capitalist economies by making Robert Cop DVDs and action figures.
I saw that.
I'm sort of skimming over human rights in Hong Kong, and they enjoy a much higher level of freedom than the rest of China, not including Macau. But apparently, China has been really cracking down on illegal immigrants in Hong Kong, much more so than what.
Well, in Hong Kong, that's like an international port.
Yeah.
Everybody goes there.
Yeah,
great.
the Chinese, and there is the former British garrison in Hong Kong has basically just been replaced with the Chinese garrison. And I actually want to read more about Macau because Macau is interesting to me.
5 minutes left.
Huh?
5 minutes.
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap this up.
Macau used to be a major slavery port in the time of Queen Elizabeth.
Really?
Yeah, but Macau was never owned by Queen Elizabeth. It was owned by the Portuguese.
I know, and they actually brought, while the Dutch were bringing all the slaves from Africa, the Portuguese were bringing slaves from China.
Which one were better?
Oh my God! You want me to say who was better, African slaves or Chinese slaves?
Yeah.
I know if I had a plantation, who I'd buy.
Who?
The fans can send in mail. If you had a plantation in that time, would you rather have Chinese or African slaves?
And why?
You know what? I heard.
Well, because otherwise the answer doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything.
Hey, the Polak in the room ain't offended, so it's cool.
Why would I be offended?
He's dressed in plaid.
Yeah, so he's our token lesbian for the night.
I'm gonna be a lesbian.
Joe
I
I heard
know.
from a comedian.
Look
He
into a
says-
mirror.
It's everything under 14
And I'm
hands.
He
male.
says,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we should have had Mexicans for slaves, because you know what?
I
All the
believe that's the
cotton would have
definition
been
of a
picked
pony,
like
isn't it?
5 years. We wouldn't have had a war.
Well, what do you think? What do you think is going on down south right now? It is a form of slavery.
What's
Oh
that?
yeah, the migrant
A
workers.
pony.
That's a form of slavery. In fact, there are places where plantations were keeping them in barracks, and like if they got out of line or asked for more pay or asked to go back, they got threatened. Like women were raped. There are southern plantation owners that were literally keeping them as modern day slaves. Slavery still exists. That's all capitalism
yeah.
is. Capitalism is a pyramid scheme of slavery. Occupy Wall Street.
Or go back and read The Wealth of Nations, which was supposed to be. It's a lot like how communism drifted so far from the Communist Manifesto.
Communism was good when Jesus did it.
You want commentary about that? Read why the anarcho-syndicalists, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, were a bunch of anarcho-socialists that were fighting the fascists, like Franco and the fascists in the Spanish Civil War in the 30s. They didn't want to turn the country into communism, and they didn't want to turn it into anarchy or socialism, because they saw what happened in most socialist countries. Most socialist countries went communist, and they're like, gee, what's the difference? We got rid of a bunch of rich landowners, and we put a bunch of guys with political ties in charge of all the production. There's still one guy in charge of production. That's bullshit. The production should belong to the fucking people, and that's what anarcho-syndicalism was
I'll have
about.
to look that up.
And guess what happened? Is the anarchists and the commies were together to fight the fascists. Guess what happens the second the fascists won? The commies switched sides and helped out the fascists because they're like, we gotta get rid of these anarchists because they actually believe in real freedom.
We were always on your side.
And the same thing happened in the Bolshevik Revolution.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't there like early on, I think, wasn't there like the Ukraine Free Nation or something? Yeah, I think we should probably.
Yeah, we should probably sign up.
Yeah.
Could probably do something else later.
Yeah.
This place is filling up with assholes!
Yeah, this is what we're about to.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Alright, yeah.
He's my cousin, sir.
Ah, crap. Dan's got the vice grips.
We're at the 2
Oh!
Thank you.
Okay,
Anyway.
well,
I don't need
tune in
blood
next
on my-
week. Same pony time, same pony channel.
Yeah, when we actually talk about ponies, because there'll be a fucking episode.
There will, and then we might even be able to talk about the
I don't need blood on my
original
tools for
pilot,
work.
too.
No, we won't.
No? Oh.
What are we talking about?
I still want to
Well,
talk
next
about
week
that
actually
one.
has an episode of ponies coming up.
No shit!
I
Yeah.
thought there was an episode this week. Or
Nope.
No, there wasn't.
Oh, fuck, you got this.
I know there wasn't any last week, but this week too?
No, there wasn't any this week. They come back next. They come back that.
I totally want to talk about the pilot, because it had freaking dragons and pony kidnapping.
What?
And an evil... Did I mention that 2 minutes in, all of a sudden, pony...
Oh, yeah, we were going to watch the old 80s ponies.
Yeah, we should. We should still should.
We should MST3K that.
Because 2 minutes in, dragons come in, start slaving ponies out. Done. That's 2 minutes in.
That sounds better than Lord of the Rings, because Lord of the Rings was a bunch of midgets talking about booze
and
for like an
Firefly,
hour before any sword fighting happened.
And Firefly whips around one so fast, he flips and drops the pony he was carrying. So the ponies can
I'm
actually
sorry, in
fight
my
back.
head I just saw the characters from Serenity as ponies.
No.
Which I'm sure somebody's already done.
Okay, I'm ending this. Bye.